Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Go back and play Windows 3.1.
Well,
What do you mean play Windows 3.1?
You could use Windows 3.1. Your screen would look like the old Windows 3.1,
no.
which was a nightmare to use. And they did that just like a joke thing. But Apple said, no, we're not going to have any Microsoft stuff.
Yeah, that
on.
would be
Yeah.
slap in the face. I want to try something. In case of an actual emergency,
Yeah.
you should run off a rooftop and pretend you can fly.
Yes, where the bag will fall down in the seat in front of you.
Don't call her that. She's a very nice lady. All right, here we go.
I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, would you eat food made of plastic? And honey, what's for dinner? And are planes going to start falling out of the sky? And are you following Bearsun? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Over my far right-hand side, I've got IT Dan. How are you?
I just want to let you know I haven't talked to my wife in 3 days now.
So when I say how are you, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, not having an argument. I just told her I want to save my voice for the show.
What about her ears? It's probably saving her ears, too, from listening to you.
Oh, I wasn't serious about it.
Oh, all right. So is she doing okay? Are you doing all right?
Yeah, we're doing well.
All right. Very good. Now, unfortunately, I am not doing well. I say I am not doing well. My mom is not doing well. Now, for those of you who don't know, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And Deacon Live is sitting on about 22 some odd acres. We have horses, we have chickens, we have cows. There's planes that are crop dusting. Literally, I mean, we're out in the country here, folks. There are planes and stuff flying over the rooftops here, crop dusting all the stuff around us. Now, I get a phone call. Now, I don't talk to my mom and dad too often, but I got a phone call the other day. Now, my wife and I, Friday night is our night. When she's done with work, she goes down and feeds the horses. I wrap up all the chickens, make sure everything's good to go and everything.
And then you guys play cards.
And then we do play cards. She likes to play rummy. I like to play euchre. It's hard to play two-handed euchre. I don't know if you've ever played euchre before.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So we sit there and play cards, and we listen to the radio or listen to the music, and we sit there and have cocktails. And all of a sudden, like 8:30 at night, I get a phone call from my cousin. My cousin, who's my dad's brother, or my dad's brother's kid, of course. That's how the cousins work. And I'm like going, hello? And he's like going, hey, Deacon. I'm like, oh, yeah? He's like, I heard your mom broke both of her legs. And I'm like, what? Why are you calling me? A cousin of mine that I don't talk to. The last time I talked to him, I think he was doing something nefarious, and I talked to him about that. But outside of that, and that was years ago, and I've never talked to him since. Now, I don't talk to my mom and dad on a daily basis, only like birthdays, holidays, not even barely anniversaries.
I thought your mom paid off the bookie.
Yeah, she did pay off the bookie. I don't know. But, I mean, so I go, all right. What are you talking about? And he goes, I heard that your mom broke both of her legs. I said, all right, well, let me get to the bottom of this. So my wife goes, what's going on? I said, my mom broke both of her legs. So I call my dad up right away. Goes right to voicemail. Call him on a cell phone, call him on the house phone. Nothing. I'm like, all right. So the next morning, I get a phone call like 7 a.m. from my dad. Now, the reason why I know that is because I look at missed calls, and he called at 7 o'clock. I didn't answer the phone, unfortunately.
Maybe because you're not up.
Well, we are up, but I'm in the middle of slinging, hay and doing all this stuff. I don't have time to sit there and hold the phone. I don't have time to sit there and talk to my dad.
It's just your dad.
That's my dad. So I call him back a little bit later when everything calmed down here as far as chores wise, and I'm like, "Hey, Dad, what's going on? Is it true what little Paul said?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, all right, obviously I got to dig this out of you. Did Mom break her legs? Oh yeah, she broke her legs. I'm like,
so you're serious?
Yeah. I'm like, this is actually what happened. He's like, oh yeah, she broke her legs pretty. And then he goes on to say, you remember when Joe Theismann got hit and his leg snapped?
Oh, I saw that. Was not pretty.
He said that's the way your mom's legs looked. I go, now hold on a minute. No, now my mom's not a quarterback for the Washington Redskins. And she's not the most mobile person in the world, and she's not a big person either. She's not a frail. I mean, I don't know how old she is.
Be careful. This is your mother you're talking about.
This is my mother. So I said, all right, Dad. I said, what happened? Well, she was getting up to go to the bathroom, and she fell. And I said, okay, did she fall and then the bones broke because of her fall? Or the bones broke and caused her to fall? He goes, no, yeah, her bones broke, like right above the knees, like all the... Now, when we say broke, I think the ligaments and the tendons and the muscles separated from her kneecaps.
That's painful. That sounds awful.
And she fell, and in the process of her falling, probably her leg, one of her legs, her left leg or the right leg, that would be one of them, got up underneath her, and she sat and snapped her leg that way. So not only did she have two broken, quote-unquote, broken kneecaps, now she's got this, Joe Theismann leg sticking off to the side.
Oh, I feel awful for her. That just sounds so painful.
So thanks, Dan, for your condolences on that. So I said, all right, Dad, so what's the next step? Well, she's going to have surgery. Now, for those of you who don't know, my mom is, type 20 diabetic. She's got the pump on her. She'll eat a whole fistful of bonbons and then hit the pump saying, oh, I'm cured. Beep, 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 to balance her sugar out. Self-medicating. And so I said, she doesn't take the best care of herself. I said, so what's the deal? My mom's on dialysis. I think 3 times a week she goes down. They had the machine in the house, and it looked like a huge, almost like your Generac thing that you're trying to buy for the house.
We're looking into it. That's all.
The whole house generator. That's what it looked like in the bedroom. And you hook up the saline bags, and she's got a plug on one side and a plug on the other side, and that's how the dialysis works. But she's been doing it like going to a place and having dialysis. So they said, well, let's do dialysis first before we do the actual surgery. So my mom's been laying up in bed, I guess, I'm assuming. No one calls me, no one tells me anything. Has been laying up in the bed in the hospital for the last 2 days while they did dialysis. And I guess they wait for her to relax, I guess. And then they're going to do surgery to reconstruct. I have no idea what's going on. Nobody calls me, nobody, except for my cousin, cousin who I don't talk to but once every 5 years maybe.
Now, how old is your mother?
I have no idea. My whole entire life, when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I always thought my mom was 67 years old. Because when you're a kid, you think people that are older than you are the old people. Oh, you're old. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the way kids are. Teenagers today. Dan, I'm sure you were the same way.
I can't remember back that far.
Well, so I always thought my mom was 67. Even to this day, 67. I have no idea how old she is. Now
that's my age right now.
Is it? You're 67? I don't know. I don't know. I know that she's got to be, and I always do the math, like their anniversary, I always did the math. So when I was 20, this is their 23rd anniversary, I always sit there and go, okay, so they were married 3 years before they had me, that type of stuff. I would always do the math, but I never knew exactly how old my mom and dad are or is.
Now, your brother is an only child, right?
I have no, yes, Dan. Yes, Dan, I am an only child. That's why it took them 3 years to have a kid, I guess. So I haven't heard anything from my mom. I don't know, good or bad or indifferent. But it's just weird that her legs just kind of gave out on her. And I told my mom many times to go and get like the rascal. Go get a rascal. I'm a little rascal. I'm a little rascal. And the little motorized cart to get you around.
Everybody is too proud.
I don't know if she's too proud. And yes, Dan, she's very vain. She's very proud. And, it comes from a long line of this and that. And so I said, Mom, you need to get a rascal instead of walking around. Yeah, I can't do it. But there's also a lot of medication that she takes. Not only her diabetes, type 22 diabetes with the pump and everything, she takes heart medication because she's had a heart attack. They put stents in her arm or stents in her whatever, took them from her arm and stuck them in her heart, however that stuff goes. Then she's on medication for high blood pressure and this and high all these things. And what does it say in the descriptions of the medicine that you get? What does it say? May cause dizziness, drowsiness, anal leakage. One of the things I know it says fragile or brittle bone structure.
Yeah, and that her problem could be from taking the medications or maybe not taking the ones she should have.
Well, either way, I guarantee you that something in her medication. Now, granted, she doesn't play soccer every day. She doesn't play basketball every day. She barely goes to the store. If she does go to the store to go grocery shopping, my dad does it all. He's the one who runs all the errands and runs all the routes, and my dad's in the worse shape than she is.
That's what I was just going to ask. He's taking care of her, though.
But it's weird and funny at the same sense. My dad's got the type 2 diabetes. He's got where he can take the pill. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I have type 1 where I can do it by diet.
Oh, just by diet. Okay, so that's good for you.
Yeah.
So my dad is on type 2, but my mom, type 22, and so she's fallen and broken both of her legs. And I use the term loosely, broken her legs. The knee separated from the kneecap. Now, for those of you who don't know, I used to be on the practice team for the Orlando Magic back in, I think it was 89, 90, 91, somewhere back in there. Well, for about 4 years I was on there. Nobody believes me, but I got pictures.
I don't believe you.
So I know you don't. Nobody does. And one of the guys that was on the practice team, his knee. All right, so you got your knee, right, and your knee cap sits over the top of it.
Your right knee or your left knee?
Doesn't matter. You both have caps on both knees. And the tendons on the lower part of the kneecap broke off, and his kneecap flipped up like the rubber band, because all the tension's on the back of it, and it flipped up and was not poking out of his skin, but it was poking his skin. He looked like he had a friggin' dagger sticking out of his knee because the bottom part of the kneecap wasn't attached anymore. I'm like, oh, walk it off. And then I saw his knee. I'm like, whoa.
Well, yeah, that is scary, but I guess we have a lot to be thankful for.
We do have a lot to be thankful for, and we also have a very big show for you today, so stick around. We'll dive into that here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Did you really practice for the Orlando Magic?
Yes, I did for and it was a practice team, and we're still live on the Facebook and the Twitch and everything. What it was, before the Orlando Magic moved to the RDC Center, there was a group of guys that were down there all the time, and we would sign up.
Groupies.
Yeah, well, not groupies. We'd be playing basketball. We'd play basketball all the time anyways, and we'd sign up. Hey, do you want to run scrimmage with the team? Sure, no problem. We'd sign up. We put our name and our telephone number, and we get paid $125 per scrimmage because they would run against us. And then the Orlando Magic started paying, their players like $18 million before they weren't getting paid shit.
Okay, this is when one guy twists his ankle and you might make it on the team.
Right, exactly. And then, they started bringing all these high dollar people. But yeah, Terry Catledge, Sam Vincent, all those guys, I used to run up and down the court with them. And it was fun. It was a learning experience. So
could you do that right now?
I could probably hold my own as far as offense. Defense, probably not as much. He'll beat me down the court.
But how many minutes could you play?
I could probably play a good solid 8 minutes.
Okay.
All right. For those of you watching us on Facebook Live and all that, Twitch and YouTube as well, you want to see the full length of this podcast video, go to prophetradio.com, click on Deacon Live, and all this will be available for you here shortly. Thank you, guys. Good question, Sam.
I like the way that went. It was good. You going to check on your mother after the show?
No.
They'll call you and let you know.
My dad. I had the recording, and I'm gonna, when I do all the post stuff, I'm gonna put the recording in there of the conversation I had with my dad. So I can prove that it's quote unquote real.
So how old are you?
48.
48, and they were. So that's 3 years after you were married. So that's going to make 51. They were probably 20 years old, and then 3 years marriage.
My dad's older than my mom. So my mom graduated high school. My dad was in the military already. So I think she was 18, he was 23. So
she was 21 when you got married, somewhere, right about.
No, when I got married.
When you were born, she 18 years, and then she
probably
was
21. Yeah.
21. So you just take 48, 49, 59, 69. Yeah, about my age. And I don't feel. Well, last week I felt old. But I don't feel old, like I'm an old person, I mean, I feel like I'm, 40 or something. I don't. Because I'm doing things.
Yeah.
I was climbing these hills today in Greece on the video game. I mean, it was...
I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
Something. I gotta remember to keep this over here.
I was talking to somebody about the VR headsets, and they have a lot of the games you play can give you can get a lot of exercise playing them, moving around. And they have exercise ones you can play, but there's a lot of games you can run around playing, and you'll actually get in really good shape after playing that.
It's anything. Yeah. Amy would take the side-by-side and drive down and drive back up. Recently, she left it up. She'll walk down, and it's a good walk. If you ever walk from the barn up to here,
it's uphill the whole way.
Yeah, it's a uphill all the way, both ways.
So I mean, that's good for her. Does she feel better after doing it too?
But she rides a horse, I mean, it's...
Yeah. But I mean, no, just doing that does make her feel... She's don't notice a difference by the walking?
She doesn't get into it, but...
Okay. Well, everything helps.
Usually what happens is the beginning of her week... We're getting long... Oh, I didn't put the time that we started.
12 o'clock even.
I'll put 1:10 down. The beginning of the week, I do the horse stuff, unless she's got a lesson. And then, towards the end of the week, she'll do it. And then when we get into the weekend... She's like, hey, do you want to do the horses with me? And sure, I'll wake up, and what it does is allow her to sleep in. Yeah. It allows me to sleep in during the beginning of the week. And then on the weekends, we both wake up at the same time. We both go down and do everything. So, not that I need to sleep in, but it's nice to wake up on your own.
Yeah, I'm usually up at 6. And a lot of times my bed, and we did turn it 1/4 of a turn. Mm-hmm. We haven't ever flipped it in years. Probably 3 years, and they say you're supposed to change every 6 months. And ours is a California King, and if you flipped it all the way around, it would...
It's the same size.
Well, it's not. It's off. It's off by about 3 inches.
Yeah.
But what I'd rather have it hang over a little. It hangs over about 1.5 inches on either side.
You got pillows up front, and then...
Yeah, and we slid it up front, and I said it's supposed to be better if you can do a 1/4 turn, rather than just flip it 180. And I put it in my calendar so I can kind of keep track of things.
All right, let's get focused in the show here. I don't want to be up all night fucking editing this shit. What's your name again? I gotta remember where I started and stopped. Let's see. We're gonna talk about the cars going underwater.
Okay.
Tesla underwater. We'll talk about Tesla driving. Trouble with Tesla driving. We'll talk about the Camaro.
Which is a kind of a shellfish.
And then we'll talk about loud pipes. Well, not in that order. I'll figure out the order. Actually, I'll go reverse.
This will be our automotive section.
Yeah.
Oh, who was yawning? I didn't hear anything.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. Probably should get a little oil on that.
All the doors in my house have squeak, and I leave them that way so I can tell. Like if I'm upstairs, if someone's opening the door, I can...
Come in and murder you.
Well, I don't have to check on Kathy. If I just hear the door open, I know that, okay, she's open to close the door and she's not screaming or yelling or something.
See, we're the reverse. We have the house, because it's the wood floors, the white pine, you walk on it and the floor squeaks and stuff, so I can always tell if there's someone in the house. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I've been sitting back. Have you noticed that when I'm not talking?
Yeah.
Then I'll go.
Thank you very much. That works very well. Welcome back to... Thank you, Dan. That works very well. Thank you. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want to be heard? Everyone wants to be heard. Dan, you want to be heard over to my far right hand side?
I want to be heard, and I want to be seen also.
You want to be seen and heard at the same time. I know. Hold on. I got to get the screens here. I'm on this screen right here. Hold on. You're screwing my shit all up.
That's my job.
All right. Hold on. That'll be in the video, but it won't be on the podcast.
Should I not say that?
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan. How are you?
I'm doing very well today.
And Dan, you can say whatever you want. You can say anything you want. I don't mind. Just, be prominent.
Okay.
And if you want to be prominent as well and you want to be heard here on the podcast, it's as easy as going over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the Be Heard section. What it does is open up a little microphone on your tablet, your PC, your handheld device, and you leave a voice message. Comes right to our email box, our inbox right here, and we play it on the very next podcast. If you want to ask us questions about anything, or just give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, or you want to do a big shout out, hey, it's Lucy's birthday! Happy birthday, Lucy! That type stuff.
I want to be heard. What does prominent mean?
I don't know, ahead of everyone else. Now, being ahead of everyone else, Dan, you live in a development, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, here at the Franch, we have had crop dusters going by. Now, you know what a crop duster is, right?
Yes.
And they're single-engine prop planes, and they fly over the crops, and they dust. Now, these engines are like 630 horsepower? So how big are these engines that are flying in these planes or running the planes?
You're about right for those planes.
Yeah, and they're loud. I mean, when they're up in the air, you're like, they're not that bad. But crop dusting planes, they don't have to follow. I think they have to, as long as they're below 499 feet, they're allowed to do whatever they want to a certain extent. And these planes have been crop dusting around our area here. Now, for those of you who don't know, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. We have horses and chickens and all the stuff that incorporates all that stuff. And we have crops like cornfields and hay fields all around us. And so they're crop dusting out there. And it's loud. It's loud, Dan.
Yeah, but I'm worried about the fact that what kind of mind control chemicals are they putting in there?
I don't know if it's chemtrails. I think they're just doing kind of like hormones and stuff for the corn and the hay and stuff that you're eating out there. Now, this one neighborhood right here had a very obnoxious BMW driver. He was ordered to pay over $5,000. Now, I'm going to have Dan read this story right here.
Okay, most neighborhoods have that guy. You know, the one that drives a fully sick, lowered car, air-splitting exhaust, capable of waking up at all but the soundest sleeper when they cruise around the streets. Often it's just one of the things you have to learn with in the suburbs, but it can be altogether too much. This happens in my neighborhood. We have a few cars that come by, rumbling sound coming out of the stereos and things. But back in May, Brian Hillman, a.k.a. at Static Bitch, was being sued by his neighbors for disturbing the peace. Those lawsuits have gone to trial, and Hillman is out over $5,000.
So what happened was the primary lawsuit was over $10,000 in damages and was brought by the homeowner living across from Hillman, claiming that the noisy cars and the driving style ruined their quote-unquote quiet enjoyment of their home over a 5-year period. Further allegations allege Hillman used to use verbal assaults while attempting to intimidate the owner in the past interactions and everything that goes like that. So essentially, this guy was had one of those, I call them like cannons on their mufflers, and they beep, beep, meow.
Yeah, I have never met one person that owns a BMW that I've liked. I'm sorry.
So according to this, in both cases, he was sued by the across the street neighbor and the backdoor neighbor as well, which is hard to do. He was instructed to pay $5,000, which ended up being $5,914 with damages and legal fees as well. So this guy had a big old loud pipe, and his neighbors took him to jail. I'm sure they probably recorded him doing all that stuff and saying, hey, shut it down, noise pollution type thing. Now, who knows in his neighborhood? Now, out here, Christ, you can get away with firing off guns and missiles and all that, and no one will say anything.
Yeah, it's different. You can barely even fly drones out here.
Well, we'll talk about drones here a little bit later in the show. Dan's got a little episode coming up that's called Up to Speed with Technology. Make sure you stick around for that as well. Dan's going to get into the technical world. Now, speaking of technical world, are you a big fan of the Chevy Camaro, Dan?
I like the way they look.
The original ones or the ones that they make now?
I actually like I've liked the original ones, the early 60s, early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. I like the way they look now, but it's not my type of car.
Now, I guess in the mid-'80s when they started that real long body and they had the T-tops, the Camaros, like they all look like the Camaros, the Trans Am, the IROCs. What was the other car that came out that looked that same...
The Firebird.
The Firebird had that same body style, and they look like shit. Like, they look brand new for the year that you got them, and then the second year you go look at them, like the headlight was stuck up when they had the flip-up headlights, and one headlight was stuck up like Popeye. Now, Chevy themselves are reportedly saying that all Chevy Camaros will be replaced in 2023, 26. Actually, the last existing Camaro will be allegedly last until 2024. The reason why is why, Dan?
I believe they're going to have an electric sedan in its place.
They're replacing the electric sedan. Now, some Camaros have big loud pipes, and we've got a Dodge Charger that lives the neighborhood back over my left shoulder that lives in, there's a small little community of like 8 houses back there, and it's a she because I've seen her, and she's got one of those Chargers with all the pipes on it, and it's like a 2014, 2015, and because we're out in the rural countries and there's straight country back roads, she gets out there and whom, 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 and just blows down the road. You can always tell. And why do you have to leave the stop sign at 200 miles an hour to take a left?
That's their thrill in life.
Oh, well. But now the Chevy Camaro is going to be changed into an electric vehicle starting probably closer to the 2026 year. Now, it's still going to be a two-door coupe, not like the Ford Mustang and the Mach-E, where they offered a, what is it? What do you call it when you have 4 doors? It's not a coupe.
It's a sedan.
It's a sedan, but a coupe, well, I guess, is it a coupe?
Coupe is a 2-door.
All right. So they're going to make the, let's see, Camaro might not be dead after current generations after all, but future might not be what most people would expect. The electric sedan, I thought a sedan was...
Sedan's 4-door.
All right, well, I stand erected. Will replace the performing coupe. Oh, there you go. According to the roundup at General Motors future models by this company right here. The existing Camaro allegedly will last until 2024. So there you go. The Camaro's going away. It's one of the first cars. Now, you say, all right, well, what about the other cars? They do have other plans right here. Dan, read this for me if we can get the pop-ups to start.
Yeah, in addition to the big change for the Camaro, EV versions of the Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra should arrive in 2023. An electric Cadillac Escalade might join the lineup in 2024. The Malibu allegedly goes electric sometime after 2025. By 2035, near every vehicle that GM offers in the United States is likely to be EV. Only the Chevy and GMC heavy-duty pickups are going to contain their combustion engines.
So like the diesel engines and
the big pickup
yeah,
trucks.
the big pickup. Now, I've ordered mine, and chances are I'll probably get the 2020 or 2022. I keep forgetting what year I'm in. Chances are I'll probably get the 2022 Chevy Silverado with the 6.2, Vortec whatever engine in it.
Yeah, they've started manufacturing on the moon. It's shipping them from the moon to here, which is the big tie-up.
That's the way it feels. They got that cargo jet going over. Now, for those of you that already have, or you're a big fan of the electric cars, do you have or are you interested in a Tesla? Dan, are you interested in a Tesla?
I would like to take one for a ride, that's all.
My wife, before we bought this car here, now, for those of you who don't know, we have my wife works in the Charlotte, which is about an hour away. So we tried to find a real nice fancy car for her to drive in that was still good on gas. So we have our existing, I think it's a 2017 Audi Q5 with a turbo in it. And it gets about 26 miles per gallon.
I thought that was an Acura.
No, it's not an Acura. It's an Audi. Thanks for miscorrecting me on the other one. So, but we were literally thinking about getting a Tesla because of her mileage and driving to and out of Charlotte. Now, it's all highway miles. and we were looking at Teslas, and I think the Teslas were starting at like 90,000, 110,000 for what is a Model S, Model T, what is a...
But I can see that if you worked at a place that had plug-ins and you could drive to work and use their electricity every day, and not that would be totally fuel-free.
Now, where she works at is a big complex that houses 10,000 employees. It's, I forget what the square footage of the actual complex is. All the parking...
10,000 square feet.
No. My house is 10,000 square feet. No, but the front rows outside of the handicap have all the little posts, and all the green cars can plug into that, and they have front row parking. Well, shit, no way. That
would be like siphoning gas every day.
Well, no, I mean, but why do they get front row parking? If just because they're green cars, they get to sit up front? I know, granted, you have to run the cable and miles all the way to the back, but the green cars at her establishment gets the front row parking and is able to plug in and while she's at work.
You're also rewarding people who are energy conscious, trying to save the planet.
All right. So, but we didn't get the Tesla, but Tesla right now is trying to have the self-driving thing going on. Now, are you aware of the self-driving? How confident are you in it?
Not at all. I'm someone. I'm a do-it-yourself. I'll even work on my own cars.
Tesla's full self-driving tech keeps getting fooled by moons, billboards, and Burger King signs. And a viral tweet showed that the Tesla is confusing the moon for a yellow traffic light. The company's full self-driving tech has made similar mistakes before. So what's happening is, take it away right here.
Yeah, the company's full self-driving technology still doesn't live up to its name. And despite Musk's goal to eventually make the system safer than a human driver, it currently fails at things any human driver wouldn't think twice about. For example, one Tesla owner posted a clip to Twitter on Thursday that showed his vehicle mistaking the moon for a traffic light over and over again as he cruised down the highway. That sounds about normal for me, I think.
Right. So the clip shows that the moon unusually yellow and low in the sky. So you can see why the car might register as a yellow light or something like that. You know, sometimes you got these big flatlands out there in like Montana, the plain states, and you've got a moon that's either cresting above the horizon or below the horizon.
Or a setting sun.
It looks like, or a setting sun. It picks it up. Here's the funniest part. So hold on, let me find the part right here. Order mistakenly for red light. Tesla's orders were also, let's see, soon after turn to then, and all right. So read this right here. This is the funniest part. You would never think this would happen, but here we go.
Yeah, soon after Tesla launched a traffic light sensing feature in April 2020, one Tesla owner posted a video of his car mistaking a roadside Burger King sign for a stop sign. I always do that. The car begins to slow down on the 40-mile-an-hour road before realizing there's no stop sign and then carrying on.
All right, so let's see if this video's got sound in it. This is going to be a video.
Just as I come over this hill, there's a Burger King sign that's down the hill. And
now, for those of you who want to see this video, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. You can see it all in real time. The way you do that is go to profitradio.com, click on DeaconLive, and we'll post this also on the shared on section. Now, for those of you who want to share some of your stories and everything, there's a little section right there. You click on that, and you can send it right to us, pictures or anything, or videos or stories we should be talking about. Here is a guy driving the Tesla, and he says there's a Burger King right up the road here. So
it's going to try to stop.
So
stopping for traffic control. For a Burger King sign.
We'll blow this up a little bit.
What are we doing?
So there's a Burger King sign over the right-hand side.
Down. Oh, it still thinks that Burger King sign is a stop sign. Over and over again. And then it figures it out. Oh, that's not a stop sign?
Well, I can see where cresting the hill, I can see where the sign is going to be low to the pavement.
Yeah, parallel. But that's fine as long as all the other cars in the lane are doing the same exact thing. So if you have all these self-driving cars, you'll have this little slow-up bottleneck for a little bit, and then everything will figure it out and keep going on. But if you're driving behind this Tesla guy and you're driving, my brand new Chevy Silverado with a 6.2 turbo liter diesel engine in it, and this guy he goes from 55 down to 20. And what am I going to do?
You're going to ram him.
I'm either going to ram him or I'm going to make some evasive maneuvering. So there you go. they're trying to figure it out. So it's not 100% there, but you know what? I'll take 80%.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not ready for a self-driving car, but there's some people out there that are so busy texting and shaving and reading books.
On highways, long stretch of highways, if you set it up in your phone or on the dashboard, once you get on, take a left here, take a left right, and then would you like me to take over, sir? Because it's 50 miles one direction. I would say yes, I would like you to take over. If they could work that policy into the navigation, I think that would be great. I'll get us out of the neighborhood. I'll get us out of the city. Once I hit the highways, would you like me to take over, sir? Yes, I would. You click on that, and then you can sit back and eat a sandwich, drink some beers, and hopefully sober up by the time you get into the next city.
Now, if you're the only one in the car and you've drank 6 beers, but the Tesla is driving automatically for you,
what?
Can you be arrested for drunk driving?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
Next week, we'll test that out on the show.
We'll test that out. If you got a Tesla and self-driving, we'll test it out here on the show. Just come over. You can email me at deacon@prophetradio.com. Now, China's going through a whole bunch of shit with they're having monsoons and catastrophic stuff going on with the rainstorm.
Flooding like crazy. Subway stations are not restaurants. Subway stations are getting flooded.
But this one couple right here is, close that out, thank you. This couple right here, speaking of Teslas, this person right here videotaped themselves driving through, there's a thing here in North Carolina that says, when you see a flooded road, there's a little song that says, turn around, if you see a flooded road, something around, turn around, your car is not a boat, or something like that. How's the song go?
I haven't heard the song, but I was driving home one day, and they had flood warnings, and I had one real deep gully that I had to go through, and otherwise I'd stay there all night. And there were guardrails on both sides, but I could see the water flowing. And
at a good clip, I'm sure.
It was going at a good clip, and I said, I just have to go through here. And I had my Kia, and I drove through it, not fast. I didn't want to splash water, but when I drove it, my hood went underwater, and the water line came up halfway up to my hood, and I drove through it, got to the other side. It was choking and coughing and spitting a little bit because all the water, the whole engine was pretty much underwater.
Well, the engine doesn't matter. It's the exhaust. It's got to breathe.
Yeah, well,
so you're drowning it.
All the electronics were there too. Yeah, you do need to get the exhaust to come out, and it chugged and chugged for about a half a mile, and I made it home okay. But
well, this guy right here, actually, this video's going viral. He, again, is in one of these Tesla cars. Now, I don't know if it's a self-driving Tesla car. I can see the guy's hands on the steering wheel. Another Tesla is put to the test. This guy right here is going through almost, it looks like as deep as you are, or you were telling your story that it was going through, and it went right through it, no problem. So you can see this video as well. I'm going to play it right here for you. It's got a friggin' song behind it. So he's got his windshield wipers on, and he's trucking. I mean, he's going really, really fast through this water.
Yeah, I'd say he's doing 30 miles an hour.
And is that how deep it was for you? There's a car off to the side of the road. This guy's driving a Tesla through it, and he's doing just fine because there's no back emission. You don't need it to breathe, and I guess the battery and the electronics are so protected well enough that look, he went right through it. Didn't short out or anything. So I'll play it one more time. Tell me what you're seeing, Dan.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. He's driving on level ground, and the water's got to be up over the tires of the car, and it's splashing up over the windshield. You can see the nice, clean, at least it's water.
It's dirty water, yeah.
And the water's coming up it's probably right at headlight level, the water.
So how deep do you think that water is that he's going through right there?
I'd say about 30, 35 inches, maybe 3 feet deep.
And he was going through it at a good speed, and it didn't look like the car had any problems. Now, if that was salt water or seawater or anything like that, he's going to have some problems later on.
Yeah, down the road.
All right. Speaking of down the road, we're going to take a quick little break and then get back down the road here on Deacon Live. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Shit from you that I didn't know before.
What's that?
Life teaching me lessons I have no desire to learn.
Like what?
About the Tesla and the Burger King sign and things.
Oh, See, that's what makes the show interesting, Dan.
Do you ever get comments from people that say this is why I like it or this is why I don't?
I'd rather no comments at all and just watch the numbers.
Yeah.
And then just go
If
from there.
if something gets really horrible, we know, okay, we can't talk about nuns anymore.
Right. Yep, I gotta go too. Oh, let me put this on. Be right back. Look, here we are. Be right back. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Go ahead, Dan. I forgot to plug these lights back in.
Yeah, I like both. I think both segments went well.
Yeah. Now we got to dive into the stuff that we promised them, and we're at we're at 30 minutes already.
Yeah.
Should we try to keep the, as far as time goes? Sometimes we go on and on.
We're doing pretty good. Let me
Okay.
drive it. So.
Okay. Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, let me drive it. It'd be best if you let me drive.
No, I was just.
I know.
I was asking from the pilot to say, are we doing good or
Yes.
should we? Okay.
We're fine.
Okay.
We've got nine advertisers. That's technically 4 breaks, 4.5 breaks, 5 breaks. So we're fine. We're good, Dan.
Okay. No, sometimes you say, well, we're running long. We got to keep it. That's all.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right hand side is Mr. Worry About Time Frame, IT Dan. How are you?
Oh, no. I was just checking to see how I was doing.
Dan,
that's all.
You're fine. You're fine. Everything's going well, so don't worry. And for those of you who want to get something for free, I got a brand new batch of stickers coming in. They should be out actually in here at the studio here today. And the way to get yours is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the free swag section. Fill out the little form there. Believe me, I'm not going to do anything with your email address. I got too much shit going on here, as Dan knows.
Yeah, but I get stuck licking the envelopes.
Yeah. So let's get Dan to lick a lot of envelopes and fill out the form and pick out what package you want. We had some magnets, some stickers, and it's just us saying thank you for downloading us and doing all this stuff. Unfortunately, those that are overseas, we send those out about once a month. So yours might take a little bit longer. So I got free stickers coming in. Another batch, I think 2,000 stickers that are coming in today. Now, Dan, you're a handyman. Have you bought any lumber recently?
Not very much, no. But I have noticed, I've done a few jobs and the prices have been high, way high.
Now, why is that the price has been that high? Or, I saw there all these memes like $2,000 worth of wood, and it was like a whole truckload of wood, and then now $2,000 is like 4 2x4s and a sheet of plywood.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. They said that the mills shut down because of COVID, but everyone I've talked to that works at a mill or knows people that said they've been running straight. They've never shut down or anything. So
now, your background outside of being an IT guy, you worked for Home Depot for how many years now?
18 years.
And are you still there? Are you still on the time clock there?
Yeah, I'm still on the time clock. I've just been taking a time out because of COVID. I'm taking a time out and I'm standing in the corner.
Lumber prices could late this summer rally from a falling more than 70% from its recent peak. Recent peak.
Reese's Pieces?
Right. The bank said wildfires and hurricanes could push the prices back up in coming months, but here you go. Here's 3 things that could send lumber prices higher before the summer's over. Now, the prices are starting to come back down now. I know I got a lot of construction friends out there, and they're saying a 2x4, just a normal straight cut 2x4, was at $9 per 8-foot is now dropped down to $6, which normally, if you do construction, it's like $3, maybe
$3, $4 give or take. Yeah.
So it's floating around the $6, at least in his market. Dan, you want to take this over right here?
Yeah, lumber prices could be due in the late summer rally after falling more than 70% from the peak in May. Bank of America said in a note on Tuesday. The commodity, an instrumental material in most home construction, has experienced heightened volatility this summer as supply and demand shocks sparked by the COVID-19 pandemic hit lumberyards and sawmills across the USA and Canada. Lumber futures were down 7% in Tuesday trades and are down more than 20% in July. So a better-than-expected demand outlook would prompt an inventory rebuild and could spark a large move in pricing.
So the prices are going to go up, I guess, or are going to go, what are they going to do with the prices?
Yeah, it is so funny because I don't think what it costs affects the price. I think that it's like Wall Street determines what things are going to be.
Now, you said that the lumber mills are going, they're still kicking?
Everyone I've talked to has been working in lumber mills, and they have not stopped at all.
Now, something that's going to be falling are airplanes out of the sky, and I say that fictitiously, because the airplanes are now being told the airplanes themselves. They go out there and talk to them. Airlines themselves are they're running short of fuel. They're running short of fuel. The next big fee in air travel, because they're running short on fuel, is a drop-off charge at airports. Now, you've gone to the airport before, or you
just went recently.
Now, here's the thing: my house in downtown Orlando, I used to live just outside of Orlando, and I was on the main strip going to the Orlando International Airport. So any friends or family or anything like that, hey, can you take me to the airport? Hey, can you take me to the airport? Because they would drop the car off at my house, and I would drive the 4 miles down the road to drop them off at the airport. And you swing into Terminal A, Terminal B, drop them off, you swing back home. They give you, a couple dollars, for your time and your effort, and you go back home and you have lunch for the day.
My friend Jeff did this all the time at San Francisco Airport, too.
Yeah. So, but now they're going to start charging a fee just for you to drop off, almost like a toll. Which I think, in my opinion, why wouldn't you do that? I would have done that if I was a money-hungry, grubbing airline or an airport, I would have done that a long time ago.
Well, I don't know. That's like a toll booth. You're doing all the work, and they want, $2, $3 for you doing nothing.
But think, you were driving onto their property, and the Orlando International Airport, it's got a large footprint. So as soon as you hit their highways, in their terminals, and they, take a left here for Terminal A, and take a left here or take a right here for Terminal B. And Terminal A has Delta, American Airlines, and then Terminal B has all the international going, France Air, Alaskan Air, and all that stuff. And you're still driving on their concrete, and you're driving out there, and you're dropping the family off, and then you get out and you head right down the road. You're still using their quote unquote their asphalt, for lack of better term.
Yeah, I just think it's greedy. That's me.
Yeah, well, it's not. I mean, think about it this way. All right, here we go, Dan. I'm getting out of control here. So you got an airport that sees, let's say, 50,000 vehicles in a day, right? 50,000 vehicles in a day are just swarming around the airport, whether they're getting on and off or on and off.
Yeah, but you're making money in that airport for every person that goes in there. You're making money on baggage. You're charging the airlines.
Right. I understand that. So you got 50,000 cars. 50,000 cars are swarming around the airport, the infrastructure of the airport, right? But only 20,000 are staying there and parking. The other 30,000 are using that for free. They're driving around and using that whole...
They're dropping customers off. That would be like if Home Depot charged you for parking in the parking lot. They went in and you went shopping for things.
Why'd you have to bring that up? Anyway, so Heathrow Airport is about to impose a fee that's going to affect pretty much all passengers, unfortunately, starting a trend, and this is Heathrow Airport. This is over in England. Don't worry, it's not going to happen here yet, but, it might be a practice that they might have. The terminal drop-off charge. So it might cost implementing a £5 charge. So £5, I think it's like $10, maybe $9.50 here in the U.S. for anyone dropping off outside the airport terminals, be it a personal car or a taxi or a ride-hailing service like Uber. So I mean, there's an extra additional charge on just dropping someone off in an airport.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to argue with you on this one.
Why? I want you to argue. That's what I pay you to do.
Well, I already argued, and you still keep beating the dead horse.
All right. But now, speaking of beating a dead horse, some of these planes are going to start, like I said, going to fall out of the air. And when I say that, and I say that, fictitiously. Jet fuel is on high demand out west. The supply chain disruption and demand for airlines and firefighting units are hitting both passengers' flights and cargo. American Airlines has even told its pilots to conserve fuel, warning them in a memo obtained by this company right here that delivers delays and starting at a small size or mid-size airports in the West could continue throughout mid-August.
Yeah, these challenges are not only impacting airports and airlines, but also the efforts to fight the large forest fires on the West Coast. American Airlines jet fuel delivery delays initially affected most western U.S. cities, but now are reporting at American stations across the country. Nevada state and federal officials said in a statement that jet fuel shortages could delay delivery and passengers travel at Reno Tahoe International Airport, one of the state's busiest and close to popular tourism destinations. And their focus was to minimize disruption for passengers and the delivery of goods. Basically saying if we can conserve some fuel, the firefighters are going to have it and our planes are going to have it.
Well, and it's because of the fires that are going on over there in California. Is that starting now?
The fires, they have to use fuel for all the trucks, and plus it's disrupting the fuel chain.
And fuels for the fire, too, don't they?
The fuels, they don't put fuel on the fire. That's a different thing.
That's a different thing. So, yeah, your flights might be a little bit delayed over there in the California and the western side. And plus, they got that big heat bubble that's going on.
Yeah, the heat dome.
And then what we're experiencing here now, I think we're supposed to get here in the Charlotte area. I think temperatures this Thursday is going to be like 102, feels like 102 or something like that.
Yeah, and they said widely scattered darkness tonight. I saw on the forecast.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing. So make sure you have all your generators powered up. Wired. Being Dan. All right, when we come back, we'll dive a little bit more into the show. And you guys want some free stuff, and hopefully our stickers will be here, and I'll show them on the video podcast that you're watching here. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
It took you a minute to get.
Oh, I knew exactly what you were saying, but I was like going, I don't want people to panic, so hold on, let me rephrase that.
Well, they'll be listening to it 2 days later.
Yeah.
Crap. What is 5 times 1.40?
5 times 1.4 is 7.
That's what I said.
Bob Odenkirk was hospitalized.
I know, I saw that. Like he was rushed to the hospital. What do you think it is?
Well, he's in New Mexico. It could be heat. Hopefully, it's just something like heat exhaustion. But
probably has corona. Do you want to do that, Dan?
I'm going to see how COVID goes.
Oh, okay.
It's.
Yeah, that's true. Now that it's getting worse and worse and worse.
They stopped giving. It's so bad in Florida. They're not even broadcast. They won't let anyone know the numbers, which is not a good sign. So. Saturday, September 18th. So it's like 2 months from now.
Okay. We should be cured by then, right?
Yes.
Let's come back and talk about what's for dinner.
Winner, chicken dinner.
So we're going to do what's for dinner, and I'm going to switch this up a little bit. I'm going to do talking about the man with the cooking.
Oh, cooking dinner. Yes.
Yep, cooking dinner, and then go down and talk about Oreos, worst flavor, mayo, and then do the last section down there.
Well, we have the mayo, hot dogs, a lot of food stuff on it because you got the pizza thing.
I know, and I'm going to come back because I've got when I come back, I'm going to talk about would you eat plastic?
I've probably eaten plenty of it in my life.
So we're going to come back and we're going to talk about, honey, what's for dinner? Talk about the guy cooking dinner in the living room. And then worst flavors. And then we'll take a break. And then we'll come back. Would you eat something from plastic? And then we'll talk about Beyond Meat. Because Pizza Hut's doing a Beyond, you know what Beyond Meat is, right?
What is it? Beyond Meat?
Beyond Meat.
That's veggie stuff?
Veggie stuff. And Pizza Hut's doing that. We'll talk about in the next segment. And then when we come back, we'll do the Weird and Unstrange, which is the Happy Cat app, the 4K drone, the free college thing, and I'll talk about the gold medals.
The flower?
What?
Gold medal flower?
No.
Oh.
Stay with me, Dan.
Okay.
So we're what's for dinner? We'll talk about the man, and then Oreo's work, and you can plug in when I talk about Kraft mayo. You can talk about the macaroni and cheese that sold out. Okay.
Okay. When are we going to do Up to Speed?
Oh shit!
No, you're driving the plane. Don't let me tell it.
Oh, we can do it right now. You ready?
Okay.
I'll do it right now. God damn it, I'll do it. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Before we go any further, it's now time for Up to Speed with Technology with IT Dan.
Good afternoon. We have some interesting things today. I don't know if anyone here has ever used Alexa, and you can change the wake word. You can open up the Alexa app, go to the menu, select settings, device settings, pick the device you want.
No,
pick
hold
a
on.
new wake word.
Hold on, Dan. When you say Alexa, Alexa is a Google thing?
Alexa is Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, so it's an Amazon thing.
Yeah.
So you can. I've got an Amazon Alexa and a Dot. I had to, or not a Dot. I had to call one.
Yeah, it's an Echo Dot.
Okay, and I had to call different wake words for it. So Alexa, and it would say whatever, or Echo, say this. So you're saying I can change the wake up thing?
Yeah, you can change. There's more variety of names you can use with it. I have one in my kitchen and one in my office that are probably like 12 feet apart. So what I did yesterday, I changed mine, and it cost me $4.99, but I got the Samuel L. Jackson app.
Did you really?
Yes, and I can say, "Hey Samuel, what's the weather?" And he goes, "You want the fucking weather again?" And then tells you what the weather is in his voice. And it's I just love hearing his voice anyway. He's fantastic.
Now there's something that's called like Ziggy or something like that, where you can change it from a female voice now to a lower masculine voice.
Yes,
like
you can do that.
Yeah, if you feel uncomfortable with a woman talking to you, I don't know what, but you know.
Yeah, maybe if you'd get less frustrated by a woman telling you the wrong weather. That's all.
What else you got?
Have you ever flown a drone?
Dan, yeah, we flew a drone out here outside the property.
Yeah, but that was like today. A friend of mine let me borrow a Skyrider drone, and just to try it out, see how it worked. I charged the battery. I downloaded and read the whole manual, which is like painful.
How many pages was the manual, and how long was it? A good read? Was it a page?
24 pages. It was a mystery. I got to the end, and it told me the troubleshooting. But
so what happened?
Yeah, I charged the batteries. I have the voltmeter because I'm in IT. Checked all the voltage. Everything should work. Everything you do shows it's working correctly as far as the stage, but the propellers won't turn.
Now, when he gave it to you, was it working?
Well, no, it was sitting there inert just the way it is.
So you can't get the drone to work?
No, I couldn't get it
And
to
what
work.
kind of drone is this?
This is a Skybox. It's a $100 drone.
So have you looked at like YouTube videos or tried to troubleshoot any of that?
Oh, yes, I did the troubleshooting guide. I looked on other people's troubleshooting, and I have a feeling just something in the motor is gone because it's getting voltage to it, by troubleshooting it. Also got the app, which will eliminate whether the controller was having a problem.
Now, are you a friend of or a fan of flying drones?
I'd like to get one. It's still it doesn't look. It's not as easy as it looks. You have to know which direction's facing forward, and You have to orientate yourself correctly doing it.
Be careful. Those are racist terms you're using.
Yes, we're doing that. So, another thing, I don't know if you ever heard of chiplets. Not triplets, chiplets.
I know what chiclets are. Those are they're Spanish for gum.
Yes, and that's when you're watching a hockey game and someone gets hit in the mouth and you go, we lost a few chiclets there.
Right.
But chiplets are actually miniature chips that will go inside, a big chip inside your computer. And I don't know if you bought a computer lately, but just the CPU unit, you can spend, AMD gets $369 for one, Intel Core i9's at $409.
But what does it do? What does it do?
Well, the chip is one big processor,
okay.
But what I found out is they have chiplets that are inside that, and there are hundreds of chips that go inside that one chip that you're looking at, and the reason they use those is if you made one big chip, a $400 chip, and there was something wrong with it, they have to throw it out. Now with the chiplets, what they can do is just replace the tiny little pieces, put them in, and you have your good chip. So it's
now, is this only because of technology has grown to where we can do, instead of macro stuff, now we can do more micro stuff?
Yeah, and nanotechnology. It's the technology is advanced, and you can only fit so many transistors in a chip, and this is a way to make it so you can advance more and make faster and better chips and stuff.
Now, Dan, before I let you go, there's a drone. You wanted to buy a drone, right?
Yeah.
Or you want to get a drone. Now, there's a drone for sale on Amazon. Are you an Amazon subscriber?
Yes.
So there is this pro-grade 4K camera drone that is selling for $430. It used to be $800 and something, and it's beating all the other competition right now. And if you look on our, if you're watching this, hold on, let me switch screen so everyone can see us at the same time. I know this is Dan's segment, so I'm switching it. So, update this model. Oh, Dan, it was $269.
Oh, but it will be back. They'll get them.
So there was a 4K drone. What's this called right here? What's the name of the drone?
Potensic
Dreamer is what it's called, and it was marked down to $269, and they sold out.
Wow,
and
31-minute fly time. That's good.
That is good, and it's got a 3-axis gimbal, and it easily set you back $1,000 or more. But right now it was on sale for $429, and as of this article, it was down to $269 because that's what they do on Amazon Prime. So there you go. I'm sorry, Dan. I thought I was going to buy you a gift for your trip.
Yeah, it will be something I would like to try out.
And it's kind of cool that 3-point gimbal, the camera stays steady. When the camera yokes to the left, and that's a big word for me.
Yes.
Yokes to the left and yokes to the right.
And yaws to the right.
Yaws to the right.
I did read the manual.
Thank you. It will the camera will stay steady.
Yeah, it's almost like when they're filming a movie and they have that floating camera.
There you go. All right, when we come back, we'll get into the show. Thank you, Dan. Anything else?
Yeah. They also, people may have heard of Windows 365. They've heard of Office 365, but Windows 365 is a cloud-based PC service. It's going to be mostly for businesses, but if you can picture in a week, you run it through a web browser online. But the beauty of it is you could be on an iPhone, an Android phone, an iPad, a Windows computer. You can get online and you can see the interface, a Windows interface that you can use. If you're doing work and then you have to switch to your phone or to your iPad, you're going to have the same desktop there for you. It's about $31 a month, but I can imagine companies that are telecommuting, it's probably not a bad idea. You don't have to buy any hardware. Use whatever computer you have.
Well, I know the Windows Office I think there's Office 360.
Yeah,
is that what you said? I've used it a couple times, and I've just used the basic templates that it comes with, like PowerPoint, Excel, Word, and I've never had to buy or need use for the expansion. So you're talking maybe not a personal use, maybe a larger company use.
Yeah, this is mostly for companies. It's mostly companies going to have it, but Office 365, you have Windows that you're running that off of. What this is, you're going to be able to run that Windows interface through Windows Remote Desktop and the Azure system. But I see where it can work. The only problem is if your internet's down it's like you don't even have a computer.
Oh,
That's the
God.
bad
And
side.
out here in Marshville, out in the middle of nowhere, our internet goes in and out all the time. My wife is complaining all the time. She makes me go down and shut all the computers off because she's trying to do phone calls and stuff on the internet.
Yeah, that's something, and a lot of homeowners aren't going to use it, but just something interesting.
Good job, Dan. All right, thank you. When we come back, we'll dive into the show and let you get back to what you got to do. We still got a lot to talk about. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. All right, ready?
That was a quick break.
Well, I already had my stuff set up, so we did your segment. Now we can come back and do the rest of the show. Yeah, you got to remind me, Dan, that unless I write it down.
Okay.
And that was good. It was quick. It was simple, in and out,
Easy peasy.
lemon squeezy. I gotta pull the articles, I guess. Oop, turn this back off. Perfect. So we're gonna talk about woman. Where's it at? I gotta remove this stuff. Fuel shortage, drop off fee.
Ma'am, and one.
There it is.
So, Mrs. Doubtfire?
Almost. Oh, I hate daily news. They want you to subscribe all the time.
Yeah, it's like a profit thing, greed.
Oh, it's gonna stick. All right, and then let's see. We'll talk about Oreo's worst. No more. I'm listening.
Don't think I've had anything but the regular Oreos. I haven't tried anything.
Find up all. Search all the different flavors of Oreo cookies.
Okay. Lamar Jackson has COVID.
Who's Lamar Jackson?
NFL quarterback for the Ravens.
Well, he shouldn't stick his pecker where it shouldn't be.
Yes. Ooh, 85 flavors.
All right. Well, I want you to.
Hot chicken wings.
All right. Well, hold on, because I want you to read them all. Not all of them, but just give me a rundown of the common ones and the weird ones. All right. This is going to be a burn because we have 5 topics to get through, so. We're not going to hang around too long on any of them, all right? Got it?
Yep, I have to use a different browser for this. I stand corrected. I have had the lemon ones where you have the light flavor. It's not chocolate cookie.
Mm-hmm. I had a chocolate cookie once, but I don't talk to her anymore. It's a joke, Dan.
I'm researching for my
Okay.
job.
I don't want to ruin anything. You ready?
I'm ready to throw up.
Why are you ready to throw up?
Because they have cotton candy and.
All right, we'll save it for the. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget all the musical artists that you hear, all the music that you hear here on Deacon Live. They're all independent, unsigned bands. Musical Artists, yeah. And make sure you support them as well as you support us. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on their little banners and support them and show them all the love that we show you guys as well. And the way we show you guys some love is to get you guys some free stuff. You want some free stuff from us? Go to Prophet Radio while you're there and click on some free swag, and we'll get you some free stickers, some free magnets. Put them on your car, put them on your refrigerator, put them on your neighbor's kid if they'll sit still long enough as well. And over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan.
Can I get free cookies?
You can get free cookies if you want. Maybe. If
It's just going to cost me.
Yeah, if you got a coupon. Now, Dan, who cooks the meals in your house?
I do most of the time, but my wife does a lot too. Both of us cook.
Now, if you were to see, if you were to walk in the kitchen and you saw your wife cooking, you'd be like, going, "Oh my God, that's great! She's cooking a meal for me, right?"
That would be a nice thing.
And then vice versa, if she walked in the kitchen and saw you cooking a meal.
Yeah, it's a good thing too.
But you look like a guy who plans everything out. You're like, all right, we're going to cook this on this day. It's not like spur of the moment. What do we have in the refrigerator, the freezer that we're going to cook, right?
Yeah, and I usually go by what's going to go bad, how long we've had this in the freezer and things.
A Toronto woman came home to find a man wearing her clothes and cooking a meal in her kitchen around 5 p.m. Monday, says the police report. And here he is. If you want to see this guy, go to prophetradio.com. For every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. This gentleman right here. Dan, you want to take this for me?
Okay. Canadian cops say Robert Anthony Stumpo, 35, fled when the identified woman...
Hold on, let me switch screens here. Go ahead.
When the identified woman, 33, phoned for help. He was apprehended a short time later and charged with breaking and entering. A police report states he stole unspecified personal items too. So I guess he was wearing her clothes and cooking.
So he's still on the loose. So investigators have asked the public to report any victims or have made encountered with Stumpo.
No, he was apprehended.
Oh, he was apprehended. So anyone else that has come across this guy and you want to see this guy, does he look like, I mean, he's not, if he was arrested right then and there, he's not a clean-shaven guy.
No, he looks like he has mental health issues, I would say.
Well, hopefully he'll find some help.
It doesn't say whether he cooked anything any good. That's, could have been a delicious supper,
It could have been. It could have been. Now, Dan, you were talking about cookies. What is your favorite flavor of cookies?
If I was going to have like Oreos.
If you're going to have Oreo cookies. Now, Oreo, there's been like a whole lot of news reports saying that there's Swedish fish that are coming out and people like going, oh, that'd be great. Oreos, can I just get the stuffing instead of the cookie itself? That waxy, buttery cream stuff, just that alone. Or I've seen trays where they just, hey, internet, let's make this happen. Just have the cookies on one side and the buttercream on the other side so that we can, like a chip dip, like a salsa or something.
I haven't heard that. I mean, I just like the standard Oreos, regular, good old-fashioned Oreos.
And how do you eat them? Do you put them in milk?
I usually eat them and then drink milk afterwards.
See, what I do is I take a nice, 16, 12-ounce glass, ice-cold milk, and I don't fill it up all the way. I put about 6 Oreo cookies in it and then fill the milk up and let them float. And then once they float, then I watch them sink. And then once they sink, I take my spoon and mix the milk up. And what it does is it gets all the chocolate wafers off of the cream, and it turns my milk chocolatey. So then I'm drinking the milk and then eating the buttercream out of the bottom of.
Okay, now is this the milk you get from the farm from your chickens?
No, not from the chickens, but this is just regular whole milk. I don't drink the almond milk like those fucking hippies do.
But you have the standard Oreo cookies.
Yeah,
black
standard
and white cookies.
Oreo cookies.
Yeah.
Now. Nearly 25% have agreed that this is the worst flavor. They did a poll and said that 25 people here in the United States say that this is the worst flavor Oreo cookies have come out with. Now, Dan, you have looked up all the flavors of Oreo cookies, and how many are there?
Oh, there's 85.
85 different flavors of Oreo cookies.
Jelly donut, gingerbread, peanut butter and jelly, hot chocolate chip, Peeps, Mississippi mud pie, Game of Thrones,
What's
jelly
Game of
donut.
Thrones?
Game of Thrones is one that's got black filling and black on the outside. And,
Okay.
I
Kind
don't
of
know
offensive.
what the flavor is. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So what else you got?
Oh, I mean, there's just so many flavors that I was just looking through, and some of them made me want to throw up. They have Mondes with strawberry filling. They have Oreo velvet cream, Oreo mint, lemon cream. I think I've had the lemon cream.
All right. Nearly
Carrot cake. It's just
nearly
on and on.
25% of the people who have been interviewed to ask them what's their least favorite, they actually said they agreed that carrot cake was the worst flavor. And just like that, they say that it does actually make sense. Carrot cake is a flavor
Is close to the polar opposite of the original flavor, which is good old chocolate.
Right.
I mean, who wants to eat vegetable cookies?
Keep reading.
Yeah. Oh, he goes, carrot cake as a flavor is close. I just read that.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry. So right here.
So if carrot cake was hands down the least favorite flavor of Oreo, according to the 593 people who responded to the survey, where does it leave the other many flavors? Well, not that far behind carrot cake. The worst flavor was mint, which earned almost 20% of the votes. Came birthday cake with 17%. And the lemon flavor came in fourth worst. Fifth worst went to peanut butter. And much of the time it says was made for s'mores. And it's just, some of them are just awful.
But carrot cake is the worst. I like a good carrot cake.
If it's done well.
If it's done well. So I guess maybe the chocolate wafer probably waved from the carrot cake filling, or do they make the? This is my lack of knowledge as far as Oreo cookies.
And I would think, if you're going to have a mint flavor, you could put mints in it, but I don't know how you could put carrot cake and not have it all full of chemically
and you would think
balanced.
You would think like the mint insert, the buttercream that's inside would be great, because Andy's mints are a big staple at many hotels,
Yeah, I think that would be good, but I can't see how you could make carrot cake into a cream like that and keep the flavor. And rabbits won't even eat it.
Rabbits won't eat it. All right, so now Kraft, we talked about them last week. We talked about Kraft was designing some kind of macaroni and cheese ice cream. They were teaming up with a company in Michigan, and they came out with a macaroni and cheese ice cream.
And the macaroni and cheese ice cream is all sold out. I saw that.
What? Tell me about it.
They're making more batches of it, but it was total. I saw it I just glanced and saw something on it, and I said, I remember we talked about that.
There is no way that the macaroni and cheese sold out. But it would sold out if they only made like 15, quart-sized containers. They sold out.
They sold out all of it. It was a big hit. They're making more.
So now, unfortunately, Kraft, in the same sense of making more, they are not making any more of this. Now, are you a big fan of mayo? What's your breed of mayo that you eat? And that'll determine a lot of the way people look at you.
Miracle Whip.
Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
You're just straight Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
Dan?
Well, I will have Hellman's mayonnaise when I make a certain few recipes that need that. When the chicken parmesan with the mayo, you can't do that with Miracle Whip.
So when I say mayonnaise...
Yeah.
And you say Miracle Whip, that's like saying, what's your favorite hot dog? And you go...
Sausage.
Yeah. It's not the same.
I know, but the same ingredients. It's just it has to have a certain amount of oil to egg.
Anyways, I'm sorry, Dan.
Same two ingredients. It's just there's a certain balance when you get to a certain point between the egg and the oil. One's mayonnaise and a little more egg or a little more oil makes it Miracle Whip.
Have you always liked Miracle Whip or just recently?
Always have.
All right, so when you get COVID, let me know, because your taste buds are going to change. Yeah. Now, Kraft admits that they are changing for all you fat-free connoisseurs, trying to watch your diet and stuff. They are no longer going to make the fat-free mayo as of, I think, September 2020 or 2022.
You mean taste-free mayo?
Taste-free mayo. Dan, you want to take this for me?
Yeah, if you're someone who watches what you eat, it's important not to deny yourself the foods you crave by replacing them with a pale imitation of what you actually desire. Speaking from my experience, that tactic you only get resentment towards the lower calorie, otherwise healthier alternative, rather than leaving you feeling satisfied with the swap. Nothing illustrates the gulf between regular and fat-free foods better than mayonnaise, a condiment that exists to add fattiness to food, but whose fat-free iteration has somehow been allowed to proliferate the last few decades. Today, Kraft says no more. They've they've issued a mayo culpa, as it appears to its fat-free mayo will be discontinued forever.
Now, my wife likes she'll take mayo and put it on her sandwich, and she'll do tuna. We do sour cream and mayo mix with a little ranch dressing in the middle for like dips and stuff. When if she gets into the mayo, and then you always have residue on the spoon, she always hands it to me because I right out of the jar, I will take a half a spoon of mayonnaise and put it in my mouth and eat it.
You're a sick man.
I am a sick man.
Yes,
but
I would never admit. I do that myself, but I would never admit it.
Now, people that are admitting right now is one of their best favorite things that you can get at Aldi's. Now, for those of you who don't know, Aldi's is a grocery store here in the Carolinas.
Actually, it's a German company.
It's a German company. I don't know how far they reach. But Dan shops there all the time.
Yes, I go to the one in Albemarle and
Albemarle. And why do you shop at Aldi's rather than like a Publix or Harris Teeter or Winn-Dixie's not up here or Bi-Lo or any of those?
Aldi's has got great prices. It's run so well. Aldi's is a store where you go in and the shopping carts are outside and you put a quarter in and take the shopping cart. And then when you're done, you put the shopping cart back, you get your quarter. And that saves them having a lot of they do everything they can to cut costs.
Is this the
And they pass it on to the consumers, the great prices.
Is this the place where the cashiers sit on a stool?
Yes, they do.
And you have to box up your own stuff, so they just kind of scan it like a Costco or something like that. You have to box up your own shit.
Exactly. Yeah, you have your own bag, so you box up your own stuff.
It's a grocery store.
It's a grocery store. It's got like 5 aisles, so you don't have to walk a half a mile to go down. And it still has plenty of food. One thing it doesn't have Heinz ketchup.
It doesn't. So what do they have? Like
they just have their own brand.
Glocken Schmugen.
No, usually it's Millwell or something like. They have a few of their own name brands that they have.
I won't complain because
everything there tastes good though.
I was going to say I don't complain because I always buy the Walmart ketchup because it's 97 cents, and I look at the Heinz right next to it, and it's like $4. And I'm like going, no, I'll go with the 97 cents. I don't care that much.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't get fat-free mayonnaise, and I won't get any ketchup at Heinz.
Now, people that shop at Aldi's, Dan, have you ever seen these before? These are called Simply Nature Peanut Butter and Jelly Bites. Peanut Butter and Jelly Bites is a classic combination for a reason. The mixture of creamy salt, not like the Oreo cookies with the carrot cake, creamy, salty, and sweet flavors make it perfectly delightful for a filling snack or a meal. Yeah, I can see myself eating those at a meal without being overly sweet or overindulgent. Now, Aldi has the perfect way for peanut butter and jelly lovers to get their snacks. In return, Simply Nature PB&J Bites. The crispy, light, salty peanut butter shell. Have you seen these at the store, Dan?
No, I haven't seen them, and I will pick some up for my wife, but I've never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in my life.
In your life, why not?
I'm allergic to peanut butter.
Oh, well, Jesus Christ. So, if I was to say, Dan, can you go to Aldi's and buy a pack of these? Are you going to swell up by the time you get here to the studio next week?
No. I get them. I'll bring them home. I just can't eat them.
Okay. But how allergic to peanut butter are you?
Oh, I used to get deathly sick when I was a kid.
So. Is it the actual peanut or like a schmear or something?
I can eat peanuts, but I get peanut butter. I get sick.
Can you say that slower? Because it sounds like you're saying something dirty.
Oh, I can eat peanuts. I can eat peanuts, but if I eat peanut butter jelly, I get sick.
Peanut butter and jelly, or just the
peanut butter? I can eat jelly. I can eat jelly.
The peanut butter spread.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not the peanuts.
Sick when I was a kid.
Maybe it's not. When's the last time you tried it?
Well, when I was a kid. It's like when I was a kid and I stuck my fork in the electric socket. I don't do that again.
Are you allergic
do it
to
once.
that?
Yeah.
Well, so Dan, you're going to buy some of those and bring it to us?
I will try to do that, yes.
All right. Now, Dan, you've been working at Home Depot for how many years now?
18 years.
18 years. Here in the Carolinas, for those of you who don't know, this is Lowe's home improvement territory. Their home office is in, where is it at?
The home office is in here. It's over in Gastonia, I think. So
Is it Gastonia? Is it?
It's
Concord?
centralized. No, it's centralized. It is locally right around here.
So Lowe's, this is Lowe's territory. Now, Home Depot's home base is in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, but Home Depot actually does very well here too.
They do, but they don't have as many stores. And
No.
there's a reason why, we live here. I need to fix something. It takes me all week to fix it because I have to drive, 40 miles to a Home Depot to get it. Now, speaking of driving 40 miles to get something, some days you wake up in the mood and you just want a damn good hot dog. Now, for those of you who don't know, Home Depot's famous for having hot dog carts outside of their stores. When I lived in Orlando, I worked at several stores. I worked at, you ready for this? 232, 263, 264, and 6935. Those are the 5 stores I worked at. And all my Home Depot people out there going, yay, boop.
Yeah, and I've worked at 3 stores.
So, and in Florida, we always had a hot dog cart. So we would go out on our lunch break and grab a hot dog or a sausage or something out of the hot dog cart. Now, in Michigan, take that for me right there.
Oh, okay. Michigan's Home Depot hot carts have been out of commission since the start of the pandemic, and Detroit's NBC affiliate reports that they won't be reopening. This past Sunday, one of the company's primary vendors, Hot Diggity Dog, posted a closing notice on Facebook. The next day, a local force spoke to metro area vendor Bill, the hot dog guy, I remember him, who said he received email from a middleman announcing the company's surprise decision. So I guess no more hot dogs.
Well, in Michigan, what they're saying is they went so long without them that Home Depot's like going, look, we can't have you out here because of the COVID-19 virus and the Delta virus and the variants and all that. We don't want to spread any more or cause a reason to spread anymore. So my question to you, Dan, is the hot dog cart spreading that?
It may be the people gathering around the hot dog, I would think. So.
But the people that, the 200 to 300, how many people walk in and out of Home Depot every day?
Oh, you may have 5,000 come to a store.
5,000 through the door every day. And how many people sit there at a hot dog and out of that, let's even 10%. So 50 people out of a...
Yeah, I bet you have 250 people buy a hot dog in a day.
Okay. Yeah. So do you think the hot dog stand is the problem, or is the big box store that are allowing people to walk in and out of the store without a mask on or anything like that?
My guess, really, just off the top of my head, is they probably found out that the space they use for that hot dog stand, that they can make more money putting more lawnmowers there or something else that's going to help benefit their sales.
Now, for those of you who don't know, you just can't walk up and drop a hot dog stand in front of a Home Depot. You literally have to go through the corporate office. And you go through a corporate office, you email Atlanta, and you talk to Bernie, or what's the other guy, Arnie?
Yeah, well, they're gone. But
they're gone, but you know who I'm talking about. You have to submit an application. You have to submit all the measurements of your truck, whatever it is, whether a cart or a truck, and you have to tell them exactly what you're selling and tell them how much you're selling it for and how often you do this. I mean, there's a whole process to be a hot dog vendor outside of any Home Depot. And then what they do is they come back and they say, you're approved or not approved, or fix this or not fix this. So when you see a hot dog cart outside of a Home Depot, they have jumped through more hoops than getting a permit just to build a building on your lot.
Yeah, you're right.
Thanks, Dan. But our listening audience might not know that, and people overseas, you can just throw up a hot dog stand anywhere. I don't know what the rules are in New York, and for those of you in New York, because there's hot dog stands all over the place. For those of you in New York, I think is it a wandering vagrants license or something that they have to have?
I went to Hot Diggity Dog on the way here. A guy had a truck, which they say it's a generic name like Kleenex or something. So many people use that name.
Oh, really?
It's Hot Diggity Dog, a guy and his wife. You get a hot dog, and I got it with smothered with grilled onions and peppers, and a Pepsi and chips for $5. And, it's a guy and his wife, and he's got the grill, and it tasted pretty good. But he was in a parking lot, a gravel parking lot opposite a gas station I mean, a small gas station, and I mean,
Not near a Home Depot or a Lowe's or anything like that?
Just an old gravel parking lot, and
All
nobody
right.
near them.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. But yeah, there you go with the no more hot dogs in the Michigan Home Depots. All right, when we come back, a couple more things, and we'll let you get back to what you got to do. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Hopefully, my stickers will show up here in a minute. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Get something to drink. Something with coffee in it. Drink coffee.
Yeah, bring your coffee up, Dan. If you ever want me to buy you, I don't mind doing that.
Something?
I don't mind buying you like Starbucks or any of the monsters and have it down there in the refrigerator. I don't mind doing that.
No, just one, because I'm cheap too. I'm cheap. What was I think he was talking to me about someone was asking me about something, and I'm as frugal as they can be.
Right.
And I get my coffee. I make my big pot of coffee, and I have that from there, and that's fine for me.
But what I'm saying is, if I was to come to your house.
Yeah.
And I had to bring beer every time,
Yeah.
I'd ask you to buy me beer.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just
So
do
if you need something, let me know, and I'll buy it while I'm out.
No, right now we're good.
Okay.
I may grab some eggs today.
Okay. Yeah. Grab 2.
I have to be very careful with my caffeine, how much I drink and when. We went to the other day. We went over our friend's house to have
Martha's Vineyard.
No, we went over our friend's house to visit, and my wife just met it's a friend Jack who Kathy knows, but his wife's name is Melanie, and they invite us over for dessert. And he says, "What are you allergic to?" And I said, "I'm allergic to everything except apple pie and ice cream."
That's all you wanted.
And so we were going over there, and I usually have coffee when I wake up. I'll have coffee at 11 o'clock, and I'll have a coffee between 3 and 4. Otherwise, it messes me up. So we were going over there at 6. Kathy had half a cup of coffee over there, and I said, "What the hell?" I drank the coffee. Fine, no problems. 3:30 in the morning. Eyes wide open, looking around.
Eyes wide
Could,
shut.
yeah. Could not go back to sleep at all till like 5:30. So I was up for like 2.5 hours there.
So, how many hours did you play your game?
Actually, I was working on getting my character straight from my little cartoon things.
Okay.
The app that I have, what you do, you set the app up.
What's the name of the app?
I did that Adobe one that you're talking about. I was able to find it somewhere and get it.
Did you really?
Yeah. And what you do,
You can't find my freaking Adobe Shock or whatever?
and what you do, you get this game, and you play it.
No one talked to you.
You create a character, and then it has different points like the eyebrows and the eyes and the mouth and everything and the face.
Yeah, you make it like a
Yeah,
movie. You
yeah.
put it, I want, 30 seconds in, I want his left arm to move right. And 30 seconds in, I want his right arm to move right.
No, this one you make the movie, and you make the character the way you want it to be, and then you take your webcam and stick your webcam on, and if you tilt your head this way, the character tilts its head that way.
Oh, really?
You go like this, and when you talk, it lip syncs you and the voice. So I did make a couple like short videos and stuff, and I had a question like, "What's good on pizza but bad on pussy?" You know what that is?
Parmesan.
Crust. Yes, and it's so I want to have just horrible things. So
All right. We'll
Okay.
talk about food made
But-
of plastic.
butter biscuit and butter biscuit cream,
You're talking about butter biscuit.
cherry cola Oreos,
Oh.
kettle corn Oreos.
Yeah, I didn't think that carrot cake would be the... Because
Yeah.
I like a
Yeah.
nice carrot cake. It's good.
Yeah.
They must be asking like 12-year-old kids or something like that. You know? I like a...
Yeah.
You ever had hummingbird cake?
No, I haven't had that.
Look up hummingbird cake and what's in it. There's absolutely like no frosting. There's no nothing. And it is so sweet. It's full of nuts and full of like grains and stuff. But the natural, I think it's a lot of brown sugar and stuff. The hummingbird cake is so sweet, but there's no like frosting or anything on it.
southernliving.com. You know what we got at southernliving.com?
What?
Plans for our house.
Did you?
Yeah, it was on the cover of Southern Living.
Did you pull up the hummingbird cake? What's
Yes,
in it?
I'm looking at. 3 cups all-purpose flour plus more for the pans. 2 cups sugar. Table salt, baking soda, cinnamon. 3 eggs.
Just show a picture of it.
Vegetable oil, vanilla extract, crushed pineapple, chopped bananas.
Yeah, I think the pineapple and the bananas give it the sweetness of it. It's really, really good. If you, do you like carrot cake?
Yeah, well, actually, it's too. I don't have the sweet tooth.
Well, most gay men don't. All right, so we're gonna come back and talk about would you eat this from plastic? Before I talk about that, I'm going to talk about recycling the Olympic gold medals. Where are we at? I don't think we're going to get away from doing a 1-hour show. I think if the 1-hour show is easier for me to do, and that's not a bad thing.
We have another elephant in the room now.
We do have another elephant in the room. And that's why when I was doing it with her dad, it was always a 2-hour show.
So now when you do the commercials, you don't have to do them back to back, or you can still do that? Or there may be places you don't have to do them back.
We're still taking as many breaks. When it was me doing it, I would literally sit there and talk for, and you've heard the show before,
Yeah.
I would talk for 8 minutes and then take a break. I would talk for 8 minutes and take a break. 8 minutes, take a break. We're now getting into the point, which is not bad. This is, growth of the show. It's, what it's about.
We're getting fatter, yes.
We're getting a lot fatter, and, it's a 12-minute segment or a 15-minute segment or whatever. So, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind it at all. Then I haven't seen the numbers drop off, I guess is what I'm saying.
And if somebody only watches the show for an hour, that's okay with you. I mean, listens to it, I mean, you'd like to hear it.
Yeah.
Because that's when the real good things are, so.
No, I don't care about even if they listen to it for 30 seconds, I don't care. I still get the same click. I still get the same. Yeah. This will be a short segment, and then I'll come back and I'll talk about. I'll set us up for something.
Oh.
Just, follow the pilot, I guess. Doing good, Dan.
Yes, we are doing good.
So I have to roll over my 401k.
Yeah, I have to say my stuff is basics, very simple for me and Kathy. But even then, you have to keep on top of stuff. I had a bill that I paid off, $90 bill. Mm-hmm. I do it on bill pay. The bank paid on the 15th, but Atrium Health can't find it. They don't know, And they go, well, you need proof. And I said, you've had the check since the 15th. You're the one who has it in your office and can't find it. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
I can't give you a return check because it got mailed to you. You have it. And for some reason, you can't figure out where it is or what you've applied it to. That's what I'm calling you about.
Right.
But I just told them I'm going to, I called the bank and they canceled it. I'm going to send another one.
It's kind of like the title for the truck.
Yeah. You haven't heard anything back from?
Well, Amy said that she's like, we spent all that money to have it transferred over to us, and to have everything registered here. To register my truck here in North Carolina was like over $500, almost $600, and that was the title transfer and the registration for the taxes and everything on the vehicle. So
If we don't hear anything from, would you like to just go to the registry with me and we can go get it all straightened out?
yeah,
Maybe a week from Friday or something. That will give them more, see if something comes back.
we can go. Are we going to go up here?
Yeah, wherever. Yeah, I'll
Are you
come
gonna
here.
drive? You're gonna
I'll
come
drive here and we'll ride together. And,
Okay.
And we'll just have all the information with us, and they can look it up and
Okay.
do everything. But we'll
Well-
give it some time. We'll give it like a week from Friday.
I mean, if you want to do it before the show on Wednesday.
But then that may end up. I'm just thinking it would probably end up, and you may end up being there all day long or some crazy.
No,
thing.
no, because
Yeah.
it'll be a simple.
Yeah.
This office is not very busy. We're going to
Yeah.
license plates. Where are we going?
Yeah, I think we can do it at the license plate.
Like the tag office, right?
Yeah,
This one
take
right
off-
here is not very busy.
Okay. If you want to do that, you want to meet what time? I'd probably want a couple hours early, just so it gives us time. So I don't want to make a long day for you. That's all.
Well, I mean, if you want to get there,
Yeah.
if you want to get here or meet there at.
Well, I can meet
not
you. I can get here at 10, and then we can go.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Or meet here at 9:30.
Yeah, meet 9:30.
I don't know when. Do you have an appointment or something?
No, but that if we go there at 9:30, that will give us time if they delay stuff, and you
Yeah.
have to hop over here, jump through this hoop and stuff like that.
Okay.
So,
And I'll drive. Come over here and we'll drive up there.
yeah. Oh, I'll take Kathy's car. She can ride. You decide what you want to do.
We'll take her car.
I don't know. You've eaten in that car now. I don't.
No, we don't eat in that car.
I thought you said you did eat once. I thought you said you've gone so well. And then,
No, we've taken groceries in the
Yeah.
car.
okay.
All right, you ready?
Yes. Just sending email out. I am ready.
Okay. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far hand side is IT Dan.
Yes. Here, live in color.
Are you sure? You're over there sending an email. Are you focused on the show?
It was a very important email.
What was it about? Remind you about your dentist appointment or something?
Yes, a reminder about next Wednesday.
Okay. And for those of you who want another reminder to how much we appreciate you guys, go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and we'll give you some free stuff. And my stickers, I went outside, checked on the UPS, still not here yet. I haven't gotten the email yet, but we have another batch of, I think, 500 to 2,000 stickers that are coming in. They come in like little small shipments. And you can get these stickers as well. Just fill out the little form. Believe me, I'm not going to do anything with your email address or anything like that. But Dan will have to look every single envelope when we send them out.
Yes, I can't wait till we get a union in here.
Now, Dan, have you been watching the Olympics?
Just a few highlights of
Now, how's the U.S. doing? Are we doing? I think this is going to be the lowest rated Olympics in our history, outside of the first one that was never really televised.
it. Yeah, TV viewership is down.
And I see that, the United States, we're not really into it. We're not really, we're losing. We're getting bronze, maybe. We're getting steel.
Yes, we're
fifth place is
we're
steel.
getting some. So actually, one of the kids I went to high school with, I didn't know him well, but he went to high school. He wasn't the brightest kid in the world, but he won a gold medal. So proud, he went out and had it bronzed.
You can't say stuff like that, Dan, because it doesn't make sense. Why would he get a gold medal bronze?
He was Polish.
Oh, he was Polish. So for all my Polish friends out there, you know what the gold, the whole quest for the whole Olympics is to get a gold medal. Gold medal is
That's
perfect.
symbolic, yes.
That's very symbolic. Now, I've seen Olympians have fallen on hard times. They've had to they've hawked the medal, the gold medal. They put it up on eBay to sell it. I think you're not allowed to do that at some point. I think you have to give the opportunity for the Olympia department to buy it back or something like that.
I've seen a lot of Super Bowl players have won Super Bowl and sold their rings when they came on hard times.
So, believe it or not, in the Tokyo Olympics, this year's, what is it, the Summer Olympics?
Yes.
All right. So the Summer Olympics.
Wait a minute. Summer here. Yeah, it's still summer here.
It's still summer there. The actual gold medals are made not of gold. Now we assume that it's not a gold, like
A bullion.
yeah, it's a bullion, and because it's whatever it is. The Tokyo Olympics medals were made. Actually, they're handing out about 5,000 gold medals, and I think there's 3,000 silver medals and yada 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 between the regular Olympics and the Paralympics, which is going on at the same time. So there's a lot of medals that are being handed out there. Now, in the Tokyo Olympics, they were made from about 78,985,000 tons. Did I say that wrong, Dan?
No, 78,985 tons of recycled electronic devices, including cell phones.
So the metals that you're seeing out there were made from recycled electronics, and you would say, why not?
Yeah, I mean, there's gold in. You get a motherboard or any circuit boards have gold in it, and people in third world countries will take them and melt them down and get the gold in a boil. Of course, when they do it, they're totally polluting the stream and all the land around them. But I mean, they make their living melting down motherboards and taking all the gold out of them.
So there's a company right now that's melting all the electronics that are pressing the gold medals. So the gold medals that you see on anyone during this Olympics in Tokyo is from recycled, cell phones and small devices. So they're not chopping up, cars and stuff.
How heavy are they, though? How can the people lift them up if it's that many tons?
It's not that many tons. But it is, they're real light. I mean, a lot of people say when they got the gold medal, I didn't realize how light it was. And yeah, because it's gold plated, but the Olympic medals are now made, at least this year, out of recycled material.
Okay, yeah, they smelt it. So smelting that's a process they use.
Read that for me, please.
Okay, this year's gold, silver, and bronze Olympic and Paralympic medals were produced from recycled small electronic devices like cell phone. Over a span of 2 years, the Tokyo 2020 Medal Project collected 78,985 tons of electronic devices, including 6.21 million cell phones from across Japan, to produce the 5,000 Olympic medals that were awarded in Tokyo. And it's first time in Olympic history. It's first time in Olympic histories were made using recycled metal, and the first time that ordinary citizens have been involved in the production, according to the website of the Tokyo Games.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about where does my cell phone go? You stand outside of Walmart and they got those little kiosks where you scan your phone and you throw it in there and they give you money back on it. Guess where it's going?
This is why I come here every week, so I learn stuff from you, Deacon.
Well, speaking of learning stuff from me, some of the stuff that I say is kind of scary because this is what's going on in our world right now. Now, Dan, you like Spam.
Yes, I like Spam.
Are you you're a big fan of Spam, and the reason being is because
it tastes good, and I mean it's cheaper than bacon, and it's all cooked in the can. They actually process it. It's ham and pork, and they mix it all together, and they put it in the can. Then they bake it, so it's purified.
Now that process was actually created by a gentleman by the name, you might know him, Chef Boyardee.
I don't believe that.
He look it up, Dan. He actually came up with the process of putting food and stuff in a can, heating those cans up, and cooking it inside the can so it would be produced. This is during, I think, the Depression. And then families could just open it up and eat it right out of the can because they didn't have electricity, they didn't have fire, and so they could eat it right out of the can. As he's looking, typing.
Yes, I'm typing.
Typing.
I try to be a little quiet here when I'm typing.
Chicken pepper right there. Humanity has a plastic problem, Dan.
Okay. Julius Ziegler, it's a Hormel who experimented and made that. It was before Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, but he's the one who started the whole Chef Boyardee thing.
Well, I think Chef Boyardee followed their
Right.
thing. Now, which came first, the Rolling Stones or the Flintstones?
I don't know. But what was it saying about cooking the stuff in the can?
Oh, yeah. Hormel was the first one, but Chef Boyardee does that also.
Okay, so they create it.
And that the way Boyardee, the way he pronounced it was how you pronounce his last name.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good. Now, humanity itself has a plastic problem. George Carlin has his bit about, why are we here on this planet? Because the Earth wanted plastic, and because of us, they created humans, or the Earth created humans, and then plastic. That's the Earth's.
It's a problem. I mean, they have it floating in the oceans, junkyards in the ocean of plastic.
The Earth wants plastic. That's all it wanted. So it created us to create plastic, and it's a problem for us. But maybe Earth itself, Mother Earth, says I wanted plastic, and now this is my child. This is my child. And we'll shake the human race off in itself.
Do you know why Mother Earth has floods and forest fires and tornadoes? And
is this another dad joke?
Earthquakes? No, it's to get back at us for what we do to the planet. Mother Nature saying, enough of that.
All right. So scientists are trying to create a creative solution to address the ever-growing issue every day with some of the even converting plastic bottles into, what is that? Vanilla?
Vanillin, yeah.
Vanillin using bacteria. So read this right here for me, Dan.
Okay. Most recently, two scientists have echoed the sentiment and won the $1.18 million 2021 Future Insight Prize for the process of making a food generator concept that turns plastics into protein. The names behind the project, which is initially funded by Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, Cooperative Agreement Award for $7.2 million, are Ting Lu, a professor of bioengineering at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and Stephen Techman, associate professor of biological sciences at Michigan Technology University.
I don't need all that information.
Yeah, their goal was to provide a process for converting plastic trash into protein powder and lubricants using a combination of chemicals and high heat pyrolysis. The two scientists called the project a food generator. And they use engineered natural organisms to break down the plastics.
Organisms.
Yeah.
I had an orgasm before you came up here.
To break down the plastics and non-edible plant biomass to convert in food. The prize will allow us to pursue high risk and high reward lines of research that will enable us to move forward more quickly. So it's basically going to make something that tastes like carrot cake Oreo cookies.
I don't know, but the resulting food contains nutrition, non-toxic, and it provides health benefits and additional for allowing for personal needs. So what I'm seeing is they're taking the plastic, like your bottle, you're drinking a water bottle over there from Aldi's, right?
Yes.
And they're going to take that and they're gonna melt it down, and they melt it down, and of course it's like this little nugget. A little nugget of melted plastic. And they're going to take that and they're going to grind it up. And they're going to grind it up in a fine powder. And then what are they going to do with it? They're going to put some plant material in there and kind of like reform the structure of the plastic. And then what are they going to do with that after that?
Well, they're going to heat it and they're going to put it in a tank with bacterial population, which feasts on it.
Right.
The bacteria will feast on it, and then they're dried down into a powder, and they can use it later.
And where do you think they're going to put that powder? They're going to put it in, our food's now going to say contains artificial sweetener, artificial flavor, and then artificial plastic material or something like that.
Genuine official
So what they're doing is they're just kicking the can down the road. So what they're going to do is they're taking plastic that we've drank, the bottles and all the stuff, and they're going to shrink it down, and they're going to put it in our food, and then we're going to eat the food, and then what happens when we eat the food? We're going to poop out the food, and that poop is it going to be biodegradable? I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's... I know we got to get rid of plastic.
That's long down the road.
It won't be till next Tuesday. Yeah,
Tesla cars will probably drive first, auto by themselves before they figure out how to do this. But still, it's in the work. And if this is in the work now, for the future, let's say 20 years down the road, what are they doing now that was done 20 years ago that we're now feeling the effects of now?
Those Oreo cookie flavors.
Yeah.
We're paying for that right now.
All right, when we come back, we have a couple more strange and unusual stories to get into, and then we'll wrap up the show and let you guys get back to what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying goodnight. Or, no, sorry.
It's his first show.
I
We
know, it's my
understand
first
that.
show. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Yeah, I will.
Certain things like that, I just said, why? You know, that's
Why
my,
what?
Why do they do something like? I know we got to get rid of too much plastic. We went to Kathy found a picture on the cover of Southern Living magazine, and we looked at that picture, and that's what we bought our house from. We flipped the design because of the way our driveway was and the stairs, and they wanted a fireplace in between the living room and the dining room, and we moved that to a side wall. But
Someone calling me? No? Is it you?
I thought it was you. I heard it buzzing.
Oh, yeah, I see the phone call.
Okay.
Spam. Single man and
Never had a collection agent?
never had someone call me collection wise.
Okay. See, I have collection agent. They don't. Well, one of my hospital bills, I pay them $50 a month, and after a certain
you
time,
have a lot. You have a lot of expenses.
yeah. But when we have, all my hospitals are paid off, and I call them up, and one of them said, you can't just send us $50 a month. You have to sign into this thing, and then And I said, if I sign that, I'm going to pay interest. And he goes, well, you have to do it that way. And I said, I had the lady on the phone. I said, can you hang on a minute? I went in the other room, into the kitchen, got a glass of water, and I came back and I said, I just talked to my mother. My mother said I don't have to do anything I don't want to. Mm-hmm. And the lady, I had her speechless. And I said, okay, thank you. But every bill I have, I pay, and I pay them all off. But if you just pay them a little bit, they want you to send them $1,000 a month and stuff. And I pay them all off, and they do. It does show up as collections, but it doesn't hurt my credit because I pay the collections every single month and make all my payments.
I know my dad,
and they are all paid off.
My dad, the business he was in, because he was getting a lot of points. I don't know if you knew about the mortgage industry back in the 80s. And
that's when the high interest rates.
Yeah, right? They were really, really high. And my dad would be my uncle called him a loan shark. He would lend out money, and he would make that way. And my dad said, if you ever get any problem with a company, they go, all right, what's my minimum payment? Your minimum payment is $20. I said, well, I'll pay you $20 until the debt's paid off. Well, sir, it'll take 50 years for you. That's fine. I will send you the minimum payment until my debt is paid off. He's like, don't ever give in to that. He goes, because that's what I do. And in his office, not to interrupt you, in his office, he had a nice office in a strip mall. And on this side, he had all the, what a FedEx envelope is. He would have FedEx envelopes all over to show his success. That these are all, people that have sent him money to pay off their debts. And that was his claim to fame. He's like, see all these envelopes in my office? These are all people that were so anxious to pay off their debt. He was like, collection.
Debt consolidated.
Yeah. And he's like going, and anyone that came in for like business-wise, he's like going. And it was weird because in Florida, you had like 5 counties and stuff. I want to talk to Mr. Smith. And he knew that Mr. Smith was this side of the... I want to talk to Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is this side of the... he had it all set up. So when people called in and said, I want to talk to Mr. Jones, he knew exactly what area he was dealing with instead of going through files and stuff. Of course, we didn't have computers back then. But so...
He did. And my parents, we were poor. My mother, made our clothes. We didn't have a lot of food. And anything we bought, we'd go down to the... find a bicycle in the dump and take this part and that part, and I probably learned a shitload by doing that.
Yeah.
But we were poor. We didn't get much at all. But they didn't have anybody banging on the doors. But and I have it with mine. But I was going to say that Kathy says that we should go back to getting glass bottles, and you recycle the bottles. They get washed. They get.
She saw the Corona commercial.
I don't.
Yeah, Corona.
Well, she watches documentaries and different things about it. But,
right, but Corona. Have you seen the Corona beers?
Yeah.
That's their new thing.
They want to go to glass bottles.
They want to go to all glass bottles, and they show like all these people on the beach picking up plastic and stuff, and everyone's sitting on the beach drinking glass bottles of Corona. You know, hey, let's recycle. If we're going to recycle, let's recycle for real. This is recyclable. This isn't. And but you sit there and look at someone drinking glass bottles on a beer anywhere near a pool.
Yeah.
You don't put glass thing anywhere.
Yeah, it's good. You can imagine the foot surgeries and stuff like that. But she's I don't know, with what we've done to the planet, just from what I've seen, what it was like when I grew up, and how we have one car that never went anywhere, and everybody has three. People have side by sides that they drive. You know what I mean? And 6 lawnmowers and
walk what? Yeah, how many feet is that down there and back?
But I mean, you basically a 3-car family. When you get your truck back, you know what I mean. You're basically 3 cars.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, with 2 people, and nobody had. And I just think what we've done. You're looking at these wildfires and the floods that you're having there, and I don't know if we've gone too far. I don't know.
Well, someone's going to wipe us out.
Someone?
Something or someone.
Yeah. And it might be ourselves. I think we might, I go over petting this dog today, and I'm petting this 3-legged dog, and I said, something? Dogs don't go around doing the stuff people do, so.
Yeah.
But a teenager was attacked by a 12-foot crocodile on vacation in Mexico while you were sleeping.
I know. I saw that. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Am I sounding better today?
Yes.
Speaking up for my rights.
Do you feel better when you speak that way?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah? All right. Do you feel better speaking that way? Welcome back to Deacon Live. You're listening... Oh, Jesus Christ. I already fucked up. Hold on. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right-hand side is very crisp, very clear. IT Dan, how are you?
I'm doing great. Better than I was when I started the show.
Why? What happened? What improved your day?
I learned something about Oreo cookies and everything. Teslas.
Well, stick around because, Deacon Live always dives into... A lot of people don't know that, there's a lot of stuff in our social media that's just so depressing and just so like a Toddenberry. It just beats you up. And so Deacon Live tries to get into the values of just picking a light topic or something you didn't know about or something that you can sit down at a dinner table without talking about, this and that and gloom and doom. So I'm hoping that everyone takes that away from us here at Deacon Live.
You mean like light bulbs and things?
Yeah, like light bulbs and things. Now, Dan, are you a pizza connoisseur?
I do like pizza. I wouldn't say I'm a connoisseur, but I do like a good slice of pizza.
And what's your favorite brand of pizza? Like, where do you go for pizza?
Right now we go to Pizza Antica, but sometimes you just find a hole-in-the-wall Greek pizza that's... I don't see a lot around in North Carolina that's that good.
Now, have you ever been to New York or been up north? Everyone says, it's not the pizza, it's the water in the pizza. And you're like going, whatever.
I think up north, I do like the pizza up north better.
Why is that?
In Boston, in the cities, I think a lot of them they're family run, and they're usually Greek or Italian pizza. Where everybody here now, you got some just white guy that's running the place, and they don't have the family recipes in the way they do it.
So you're talking about like fully established pizza places?
Yeah, well, family run that are, generations of grandma made it this way, and I do it this way, and it's...
Well, what if the one pizza guy, got the pizza recipe and skip skadoodle across town?
Okay. Actually, we have a very good friend, and her mother had a delicious pizza recipe. She sold the recipe to a woman for like $5,000 for a lot of money back then, and she promised that she would not give that recipe to anyone. And she went to her deathbed and died and would not tell her children the secret to her recipe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and she would make the sauce herself, and she would never tell anybody in the dough. So, you have to go to that restaurant in Walden, Vermont to get that pizza.
Now, are you a fan of Pizza Hut?
No, not really.
No, really? Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to take the case, Pizza Hut adds 3 new vegetarian pizzas to its menu. Now, they have joined up with Beyond Meat. You know who Beyond Meat is, right?
Yes, Beyonce's cousin.
No, it's her second cousin. But Beyond Meat is joining forces to create 3 new meat-free pizzas. Pizza Hut has now joined forces with the meat-free company Beyond Meat to create 3 new vegetarian pizzas. The Beyond Meat pizzas will trialed a while back, but
after proving hit with pizza fan nationwide, 3 pizzas are now becoming a permanent fixture on the Pizza Hut delivery menu.
So I guess we're seeing that you're keen on the new pizza, tasty pizza. I don't know. A lot of people, maybe just people that order like the cheese pizza and want to get like the Beyond Meat sausage and stuff on it.
Yeah, they have the Beyond Italian style sausage supreme. It's meat-free sausage, oozy cheese, mixed peppers, mushrooms, crunchy onions. But they also have the 3 meat, 3 cheese, topped with not but 1, but 3 meat Beyond Meat's topping with meat-free Beyond Italian style sausage, Beyond beef crumbles, Beyond pork crumbles, and a 3 cheese blend.
Yeah, they're making all these different pizzas for Pizza. So buy stock now. Go to your Robinhood app.
Yeah.
Buy the Pizza Hut pizza app. The stock from them.
I can't do worse than what I'm doing.
and see how that fluctuates. Now I bought the Papa John's stock through Robinhood when they fired the guy. What the John Schnatter?
John
or whatever.
Schnatter, yeah.
And I bought it, and it was like down around, like floating around $89. It's up to, I think, right now, as of this podcast, I think it's floating around like 117 shares because, Shaquille O'Neal's in there. So you're going to need some kind of face of Pizza Hut to sell this veggie pizza.
Yeah, they used to have Peyton Manning before.
Yeah, but Peyton Manning's not going to eat a veggie pizza.
No.
And I don't understand why you want a veggie pizza. I understand if you want to, cut down the calories, you want just cheese. Give me a cheese pizza. That's all I want. Just sauce and cheese and onions, sauce and cheese and onions and peppers. I really like to have sausage, but I don't want to kill animals. Well, guess what? We have Beyond Meat. All right, well, throw some of those veggie sausage on it. It's no.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat. If you're not going to eat meat, don't eat meat.
Yeah, and I have friends that are vegetarians, but I've never heard them say I'm not going to eat pizza. Maybe they just don't go.
Well, I mean, then you start battling the people that eat pizza, the people that want gluten free, and then it's a whole battle right there. Let them fight it out in the middle of the parking lot or something like that. Now, someone right now that's fighting it out in a pizza parlor. This is a viral video. A wild pizza shop brawl features employees using the pizza peel. You know what a pizza peel is? That's where they shove it into the hot coals and they pull it out, that big pan or the big long stick with the pan on it.
And they're using a sauce ladle too as weapons.
Yeah, they're going to beat the shit out of this guy. So we don't know what actually started this whole confrontation, but this place has been known to see Rihanna show up. I think there's a couple movie stars that have shown up in this actual pizza place. So this is what happens. They always say nothing good happens outside of 12 o'clock.
I always look at that. I'll see people when they were killed at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and,
In this article here, nothing happens outside that good happens outside of midnight, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. But this 3 a.m. brawl in a New York City pizza place seems to be a convincing argument. Now, for those of you who want to see this video, and it gets kind of the whole entire staff of the pizza parlor is battling these 3 guys, and we still don't know to this point what actually happened. So here we go. Now, to see this video, every video we do is broadcast on Prophet Radio, and the way you see that is go to prophetradio.com, click on DeaconLive, and you can see this video as well. Here we go. Here he goes. Are you watching, Dan?
Yeah, I was just...
Oh, there's big swings, big bows. Hold on. What's it say right here? Credit
Yeah.
card or debit, $5 minimum.
Yes.
At least they have standards. So this, I'm reading the sign right here.
Joe's Pizza.
This is Joe's Pizza. And the number is, hold on.
718-388-22. Oh, I can't see it.
Hold on. See if I can get back to it. 2216.
Yes.
So it's if you want to call them up and ask what's going on, if you want to order pizza, 718. What was the other number? Hold on. I can't see. So they're hitting them with ladles. Hey, ladles.
What?
I'm still waiting for my pizza, by the way.
I'm still waiting for my pizza.
I paid for my pizza. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It looks like a Looney Tunes cartoon. I mean, with everyone fighting all this.
There's a little sign right here that says seating on North Fifth Avenue if you want to go sit outside. But during the fight, they were grabbing, you know how they have like the round disc of pizza?
Yeah.
You know, if you want to slice, they grabbed all of them and they were throwing them everywhere. Get off me. Oh, the guy's got a baseball bat after that. All right, there you go. So that guy...
Oh, okay. They said some of the customers are harassing women and complaining the food was taking too long. And then Ronnie Cabani went and took his video. So it all started over the customers coming. You know, customers were complaining.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
They probably had a few drinks.
Maybe one or two. They look like a whole bunch of what my wife calls jamooks or ganzamakas.
Yes, probably so.
Now, speaking of Pizza Hut or being pizzas, Pizza Hut debuts new streetwear collection with a gold chain and a track suit. Now, Dan, you remember the old school pizzas or Pizza Huts? They were in a big, like, brick and mortar store. Do you remember those?
Yep, I do remember.
Now, do you remember the actual utensils and the way the whole formalities were? You had the red cup, red plastic cup that was like, what do they call it? Crackle glass or something like that?
Vaguely remember it.
You don't remember it at all.
No, not too well. So.
Well, Pizza Hut is coming up for its diehard fans. They're creating a new retail outlet at pizzahutshop.com. And what you're getting there is stuff that's been inspired by the Pizza Hut red roof, checkered tablecloths you can get, Tiffany-style lamps, and the item that's most popular is the tracksuit, the slides, which are shoes, a chain necklace, and a T-shirt, and a set of 4 red cups. So you can get all this stuff, you know, nostalgic-wise. Pizza Hut is not the first fast food chain to dabble in the retail industries. In recent months, of course, Popeyes, Red Lobsters, Dunkin' Donuts, and Outback has gotten into this as well. So they have released this whole entire pack. So the tracksuit sells for $99.99. The slides, the shoes, go for $24.99. The gold-colored chain, which features a pepperoni slice, is $19.99. A T-shirt from its stapled checkered lamps is $15.99. And a set of 4 cups is $9.99. So, Dan, if you want a whole tracksuit designed by Pizza Hut, you can go out there and buy this. I think what's the total price on that?
Oh, $99 for the whole kit.
Is it $99 for the whole kit?
Yeah. Oh, the tracksuit's $99.
Yeah. So $99 and $24
slides. Yeah, that's just insane.
Maybe less than $200. You can have a whole. Yeah. Well, you know, if you want to go to a costume party or anything like that, you can have.
You know, I would really like, instead of that, you know what I'd like?
What's that?
A DeaconLive bumper sticker for free.
Well, the way you do that, we're still waiting for the new stickers to come in, and as soon as we get them, they should be here in I'm literally saying a matter of minutes. Now,
Do you have the tracking device?
I do
sometimes
have-
you can look at the UPS tracker and stuff.
I will. During the break, I'll look that up. And you can see all this behind-the-scenes stuff if you go to DeaconLive and click on the podcast there. Now, Burger King. Dan, are you a fan of Burger King?
No. I'm just, their burgers just taste awful.
I know you hate Burger King. I know you hate it
No,
because
I hate their food. There's a difference.
Well, you hate it because they say that they're not flame broiled or not whatever.
No, they have they paint marks on them.
Dan, do me a favor. Don't ever go out in the real world. All right? Don't ever order anything from any fast food store
I'll go to
ever.
I'll go to other fast food places.
Like who?
Oh, we'll go to Arby's. We go to Arby's.
So
we go to KFC every once in a while.
The meat. That's not real chicken. That's not real meat. That's not real roast beef.
That's not real roast beef. I know it isn't. It's emulgated beef.
Right.
Yeah.
So why you hating on Burger King? I love Burger King.
Their burgers have no taste in them. It could be. I tried it once. I took the meat out and it tasted exactly the same.
I think you have COVID. I think that's the problem. Now, Burger King, its latest meal deal, you can get a $10 burger or a $3 burger, all for the same price. Burger King is now releasing on their app a Burger King roulette. And for more on this story, let's see the video right here. It's probably just going to be a... Nope. So what they're going to do, the latest deal from Burger King, which means you can get out of our hands a Whopper and other things for less than $2. If you're living the life on the edge and you're wanting to be very interested in this, we offer what appears to be a limited time offer on the Burger King app. We will give BK fans a chance to win discounts on Burger King's most popular menus. So what they're doing, there's 9 Burger King iconic burgers on the offer. So you download the app on your phone, and then you say, all right, I want to pay only $2 for a sandwich. And so these 9 sandwiches spin around, and you get it's a random thing. It's like a shot in the dark. And then that goes on the DoorDash or whatever. The burgers are offered are the bacon double cheeseburger, the chicken royale, the crispy chicken, the Roadhouse crispy chicken, steakhouse Angus burger, Hallelujah King, bacon double XL. I'll get that one, please, all the time, please. And of course, the iconic Whopper. If you couldn't get your hands on the double Whopper, which is usually $5.79 pounds, which is what transfers to $7.
Yeah, $1.40. Yeah, that'd be about $7.50.
It's a saving of maybe $5. Now, this is only happening right now in the UK and over in Europe. So what you do is you click on the app and it's got the little wheel of the 9 sandwiches. And you're like, oh, I want Burger King today. And you're like, everyone's like going, yay. And you're like going, I'll do the roulette. Oh, I get the double bacon cheese Whopper or something.
So if we got on the Concorde now and flew over there, we could 5 or 6 hours from now, we could be having one of those juicy delights.
First of all, you have to get a Concorde airplane out of storage because they don't make them anymore, and then go from there. And then fly them over. So it might take a day or two.
But they don't have any wild brawls there.
No, they don't. They don't.
Well, Popeyes has the brawls also, right?
All right, when we come back, we'll dive into the weird and unusual, and then we'll wrap up the show and let you guys get back to what you got to do. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
I thought everything we did was weird and unusual.
Yeah. Do I need to get you simpler headphones?
No. I just didn't want to get the wire tangled up in it.
You know, there's a battery that goes in there.
Yeah.
That you click it on, it's noise canceling. And what it does is it has a low frequency. Like you can't hear anything on a plane. You know, you just turn it on and
Oh, this sounds fine for me though.
I know, but what I'm saying is those headphones are you don't care. No noise canceling. And then the battery ran out, and so that's what you get. Ready? Ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right-hand side is IT Dan.
Yes. Hey, how are you?
How's your noise-canceling headphones working?
Oh, I can't hear you at all. No, they're working fine.
And don't forget to follow our show and join us anywhere. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, click on social contacts, and it's all the links that links us to you and you to us as well. And our stickers still haven't shown up yet. It's still 4 o'clock here in the Eastern Hemisphere of Prophet Radioville.
Yeah, is FedEx or UPS?
It's UPS. So I'll get a notice here. But we have another 2,000 stickers that are going to show up and to send those out. And the way you get yours is to go to prophetradio.com, click on free swag. Now, Dan.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot where I left off. Now, Dan, you don't have cats or anything, do you?
No, we babysit cats, though. My wife does. She takes care of neighborhood cats.
Now, here at the French, we have 22 some odd acres, and we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And my wife says, I want to get a new dog. And I said, unfortunately, we have one dog that's about 14 years old. She's a bulldog, English bulldog, and she's like on her way out. So I said, it's not fair to get a new dog and not direct our attention to that old dog. So let's make sure that the old dog has, a great life.
She doesn't listen to the show, does your dog?
No, yeah, she does. Not the dog.
Okay, that's what I was worried about.
I said, well, let's get some cats. Well, I didn't say that. She said, can I get a cat? And I said, yeah, you can get 2 cats. Make sure they're brother and sister. So we did. So we've got these, I think they're 9-week-old cats. And you know how 9-week-old cats are. They're, they run around and they'll play with everything. Everything on the planet they'll play with.
Yes, I saw one of them adjusted your controls.
Right. Unfortunately or fortunately, they learn real quick where their potty place is. You put them in the litter box and they know exactly where to go.
Do you use the clay litter?
I don't know. I just buy the stuff that's cheaper. I don't know. It says fresh for 10 days. You don't have to smell anything. That's what I buy. Because I'm not going to clean out the litter box at any given time. Now, there's an app out there. You ready for this, Dan?
Yes.
There's an app out there that tells you if your cat is happy or not. So how do you determine whether your pet is happy or not?
Well, you use the Pizza Hut app, and that will tell you whether your cat's happy.
What Pizza Hut app?
When we're talking about the roulette app, no, those are Burger King.
No, it's
app.
Burger King. 2 different apps. Get your apps together, Dan.
Okay.
You know what? If you had an operating system, you need to separate all this stuff on your phone so you won't get them all confused. Because you're like, if you hit the Burger King app and you show it to your cat, all of a sudden you've got a $30 menu that you're on the hook for.
And I'm sure there's cats that have ordered stuff by touching somebody's phone.
So let's see. This video right here will show you whether your cat is in pain or unhappy or not. And the way you see this video is go to prophetradio.com, click on DeaconLive. You ready? Here we go. Let's see.
Friend looking a bit grumpy. Notoriously inscrutable, cats aren't the best at letting their owners know when something is wrong. But a new app powered by artificial intelligence claims it can decode their subtle facial cues to deliver a speedy assessment of their well-being.
There we go. Okay. Here's the photo. Our app is Tably, and what it does is it helps human cat owners know if their cat is in pain or not. So it uses facial recognition technology. All you need to do is take a picture with your camera, and then it can give you a result.
The app, called Tably, uses the Feline Grimace Scale, or FGS, pain assessment for cats based on ear positioning, ear narrowing, muzzle tension, whisker change, and head positioning. Mish Priest is venture lead at the developers, Sylvester.ai.
Yeah, so the Feline Grimace Scale is validated. There are papers that have been published on it, and it's a way for animal practitioners to be able to determine the level of pain that a cat is in based on those facial characters.
All right, Dan, what do you think?
I think it's like a CAT scan.
It is literally that's where they lost the whole promotion thing. It's called what, Tribly or something like that. They should have called it CAT scan. See, there you go.
Yeah, but I mean, I think what they're saying, I'm not sure if the technology is correct, but if it works, a dog doesn't have a way of telling you he's in a pain. Cat doesn't. It would be nice if you could look at that, and if you did have something wrong, because they can't tell you. It's like a baby can't tell you that there's something wrong and they're in pain. They can cry maybe, but
Right. Well, my dogs, I know they have like bad ears. They get like infections and stuff in their ears, and I know my bulldogs will come up to me and lift my hand up, and I know that means to scratch their ears because they can't, they have short little fat legs, and I scratch their ears, and they're like, "Oh, thank you, Daddy, thank you, Daddy, thank you, Daddy." And when I scratch too much, then they walk away. They're done.
yeah, okay. Well, that's a good system.
That is a good system.
So have you got this app and tried it on the kittens yet?
No, and my wife will probably put it on her app now that she'll hear the show here in a day or two. So, now, Dan, did you go to college?
No.
What's the highest level of education? Not to get too personal with you.
GED. But I have to say I was outstanding in high school.
Well, that's good. Good
Outstanding
for you.
in the parking lot.
Now, myself, I went to junior high school or middle school, high school. Went to community college. Went to a state university. My credits carried over to a state university. I have 2 degrees in film and theater production and liberal arts and broadcasting. So, I mean, that's my 2 degrees. They're both ASs. So it's not like I did a whole lot. So believe me.
Well, that's a lot more than other people have done.
But now, Walmart themselves are. You ever work for a company that says, we'll pay you to go to college as long as your college curriculum falls underneath our standards? For example, you and I both work for Home Depot.
And Home Depot does have programs for that.
But as long as your school schedule qualifies underneath their program, so it's either like business management or accounting management or something like that. They will pay for that.
Or if you want to become just management, yes.
Correct. So Walmart themselves are now offering free college tuition and books to its 1.5 million U.S. employees. So for all you out there that are sitting around getting all these checks from the government, unemployment checks, if you want to work for a company that will pay you to do, literally, Dan, to do something with yourself. Literally do something with yourself. I don't know what to do with myself. I can get these checks all day long. I can work side jobs all day long. But if you want to work for a company that will pay you to go to school to do something that you want to do.
That's like the Army and the Marines and Navy do.
Right. Here's your chance. Moved by the nation's largest private employer comes as many retailers are struggling to attract and retain workers in a tight labor budget. So here we go. Dan, read this for me right here.
Yeah, Walmart will begin offering free college tuition and books to its 1.5 million U.S. employees, the latest effort by the country's largest private employer to attract and retain workers in a tight labor market. The retail giant said Tuesday it will invest nearly $1 billion over the next 5 years in career training, development programs for workers who want to pursue majors in high-demand fields such as business administration, supply chain, and cybersecurity. I mean,
that's great in itself.
Yeah, the company previously required its Walmart and Sam's Club's workforce to pay $1 a day to participate in the program, but $7 a week for college is not bad either. That's a pretty good idea.
I mean, that's really outstanding. So everyone out there, in the sound of my voice here in the United States, if you want to get a job and you don't know what you want to do, you don't know what your path life is leading into. I know there's a lot of stuff with the COVID-19. We're now seeing the Delta
variant.
Delta variants,
which is real.
Which is real, according to Dan. And I say that in tongue in cheek, but I mean it's out there. And Florida is now having a problem with the rise of.
Yep, it's got the rise of COVID, and it's really bad, and about 4 or 5 states are really bad.
So if you want to get into some kind of career and a company that will protect you. I mean, I can't remember the last time I walked into Walmart. They had a person that was standing outside during the pandemic that was either saying, "Are you coming in? Here's a mask. Are you coming in? Here's your mask. Where's your mask?
Yep.
Here's a mask."
Wiping down the shopping carts.
And that's a big approachment that a large company that was doing.
Oh, and they have the grocery pickup. You order the stuff in your app, and they'll call you and tell you when it's ready. You pull up your car. I mean, it's a proactive company.
It is a very, very proactive company. So for all of you out there that don't know where to go, and you don't want to go in the military because, for whatever reason. I mean, Some people, whether you're 15 or 55. I mean, now 15, of course, child labor laws. But, if you're 55, 56, whatever, if you're 26 and, you don't know what to do with your life, go to Walmart, get a degree, get something, do something with yourself.
Is this an infomercial?
It is not an infomercial. Okay. I'm just saying that's an excellent product that they're giving you that is so it's unheard of. Unless you're working for a company that says, you can work for us, we'll pay for your college, but it only has to be in technical, whatever.
Yeah. No, I think that's a win-win situation.
It is a very, very win-win situation. Now, Dan, on the lighter note, on the lighter scale of things, are you an Instagram follower?
No.
Do you watch TikTok at all?
No.
Well, you are totally eliminated out of this next article that we're going to talk about.
I'm going to stamp my feet and go home.
So this was sent to us here at DeaconLive, and the way you send us any of your stories and things like that is go over to Prophet Radio, click on the Shared On, and fill out the little form on the far right-hand side, and you can share these news or share your news articles from your little small town, and we'll talk about them here on the air. This is from Arizona. A man in a Bearsun, when I say Bearsun, it's S-U-N, teddy bear costume, gains fans as he walks across the Arizona on a national tour.
It is hot in Arizona, I'll tell you.
It is very hot in Arizona.
Yeah, for more than 3 weeks, Jesse Larios has been sharing his journey walking from Los Angeles to New York City on social media, equipped with just a backpack, a tent, and a good pair of walking shoes. Oh, in his massive teddy bear suit. The 33-year-old California native crossed into Arizona along US 95 on July 19th in the first leg of its months-long charity walk, all while dressed as a honey and cream colored bear named Bearsun. Since then, Larios had stopped in Oatman, Kingman, Peach Springs, and Seligman, which are all towns in Arizona, sharing the views and the people he meets along the way.
Now, a good friend of ours that we met in Phoenix, Arizona, well, actually we met him at Yellowstone on a camping trip, and they were like, "Oh, we live in Arizona," and we're like, "Oh, yay, we live in North Carolina." So we kept in contact, and this kind of stuff, she sends me articles and things like that. And I'm like, going, this is awesome because this is the beginning of his trip. And I haven't seen this on any news broadcast about this gentleman right here that's walking across the whole United States in this bear costume.
Yeah, so far more than 123,000 people on Facebook and Instagram have tuned in to follow his journey and helped him raise more than $26,000 for various charities. And he's just getting started.
I know. And he just showed up in Arizona. I'm an active person. I love art, and I wanted to help out.
Yeah, I've always wanted to create a tool to give back, he said in an interview with the Arizona Public. The kind of give back to the community and just help people. Inspired by his Alaskan Malamute named Bear, Larios designed the character Bearsun with a friend 6 years ago. He imagined the character to be beyond stereotypes and one that uses actions over words, hence Bearsun's absence of a mouth. And, that value of action has led the Bearsun character to appear running in marathons, trekking across California, and raising money for charity. And this is all a good thing.
It is all a good thing. So he says, let's see, during the time he's raised right now over $17,000, which was donated to the National Alliance of Mental Health Illness. And he will continue to do this. So if you're out there driving around throughout our great nation, this gentleman right here called Bearsun, that's S-U-N at the end. And if you want to follow him, you can find him on Instagram and Twitter. And his first goal of raising $15,000 is going to the Autism Society of America.
So he's walking all the way to Times Square. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's Bearsun. All right, guys. Danny, have anything else to add?
No, I think it's been an interesting show. I've had fun.
All right, guys. On behalf of you guys out there listening to us, downloading us, we'd like to thank each and every one of you. My name is the Deacon saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait. Come back.
Now you can say bye. Goodbye.
I'll let you get back to what you got to do.
I think everything went well. We had a couple of things I messed up a little bit on my reading.
It's all right.
You talk about all the college degrees and then you stumbled on the next word reading it. That's what it's all about. I mean,
that's the funny part.
Yeah.
All right, I have to go pee-pees. I'm upset that my stickers aren't here yet. They came last time.
They will all get here. It's all good.